correct or
Hello.
not. Some of us more than others. What?
Hello. Hi. Hello. Hey.
It's
Yes.
fine.
Let me see.
Oh God, no!
What?
Don't do the Navi.
Can our navigation system be Navi?
Who?
From
Navi.
Zelda.
I will
Hey,
destroy
listen.
the
Oh,
the
right.
shit.
That Navi. I was like,
How,
who?
how the hell do you not know who Navi is?
I know who Navi is. It's just that when I hear
He just
Navi,
doesn't casual conversation, Navi.
Exactly. Precisely.
Oh, whatever. You
Uh,
have DM'd me short hair Zelda pictures, and you don't know who Navi is. All right, never mind. I'm done. About that.
That's the wrong response to have as somebody who also like sees all the Fire Emblem Three Houses fan art and hasn't played Fire Emblem Three Houses. So it doesn't really matter.
I mean, that's a good point.
It doesn't really matter.
Speaking of which, how do you guys feel about my post-time skip hair?
you look beautiful.
Yes.
Gorgeous.
Post-time skip.
Autumn, did I tell you could come up here? No. Get
You
out.
look better than the actual Byleth because the actual Byleth is a bad anime protagonist.
The actual Byleth is a husk, and that's how you're supposed to view them as.
Hey.
Meow.
Nah, world's okayest professor.
World's okay.
I need to get that mug.
Better if it's even better if it's a
This is
shirt.
my mug.
Cat.
I can't
Cat.
see what
I have a mug from my university, but it doesn't.
Yeah, I was
have
gonna say
anything.
Sailor Moon, but you didn't
Sailor
do
Moon.
anything.
I'm.
Nice.
Where am I?
Oh, hold on.
Apparently,
Nice.
that you never said that though in Sailor Moon. That scene, what is said in that meme is never said in the actual scene, which makes me sad.
Because it's what you all think every
Mhm.
time. It just never actually
It's
gets
just the
said.
feelings.
Yep.
It's just because
I'm okay with the meme. I don't care that it's not actually said in the show.
No, I'm just sad it's not. That's
Not a
most-
real.
that's the
He
movie.
said it's not a real thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it basically like Asaki's not that sassy.
Yeah.
But good segue since we said we were going to talk about it at one point. You know what was a good thing that needed to be said that is viewed by most characters and actually got said in a show/movie? The scene in Steven Universe, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't caught it, but towards the end where he's fighting Spinel and she just says, sometimes just singing about your problems doesn't fix it. And then she punches him in the face. And it was
Beautiful.
yeah, it's like sometimes just singing about it doesn't make everything okay. And
That's
like,
a lie. Disney movies have taught me different.
well, that's what they taught you in
I-
Steven Universe. And it's like, and it was great because this was a character who, ultimately comes around kind of, but is largely unapologetic for their feelings, is justified in their anger, and doesn't immediately 180 because he's like, I don't want to fight you. And you even see, Steven basically like, okay, we have to actually fight because I can't get through to you any other way. And it was a good movie. It was a really good movie, and
It's a really good movie.
it was
Also,
a really
I
good
haven't
musical.
watched it yet, but I'm sure I'm going to at some point. So don't go too deep.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to say, because that was like a good example of expectation subverting, because you're like, oh no, he's gonna sing and it's gonna be fine, and she's like, no, it's not fine. Nothing is okay. You singing will not make it okay.
What are you talking about? Everything's okay.
Speaking of things that are said coincidentally in media, somebody says "become as gods" in an astral chain, and it made my day. It completely made everything okay.
Kelsa, I also liked, and in another non-spoilery, because it's more of a you shouldn't be watching the movie if you haven't seen the show, but the season or the episode or the scene where he's talking to her and he goes, my mom, it's like, my mom would do horrible things like that. Sorry. it's like
I love that because it's like, God, Steven is always apologizing for his mom being shitty, and
he's like, that does sound like that sounds like something exactly like what she would do. It's like, oh God, my mother was a shitty person and I'm done apologizing for it. She was shit.
Mm-hmm. No, I think that was definitely a great moment as well, because like so much of Steven Universe is him trying to live up to his mother's legacy and to say, hey, wait a minute, like my mom did a lot of shit and not all of it was good, and in fact it's questionable if any amount of it was good. Like
I'm on that side where she was a very selfish person, and any good she did came from selfish reasons.
Yeah, exactly. And to be able to like recognize that and be like, I'm already better than her.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, and that was the nice thing about the ending too, was, you know, that's that moment where it's like, no, I'm still better. It's like I don't need to do all of this again. It's like I'm already good. You know, the key was realizing that, you know,
Yeah.
I'm better than this, and that was good. And then you have the Diamond X Machina ending, which was hilarious.
Okay.
Like it was.
I said that literal same phrase too.
It's like, oh, they're out of time. That's okay.
Speaking of something said in chat, so I also love Ursula's evil song. Well, I guess both of them, or is there's 2 or 3, but I love her songs. But holy fuck, I was not terrified by anything more than Ursula in my childhood.
Yeah, Golden. There is an evil villain song in the Steven Universe song. It's called Other Friends, and it's just as catchy as Be Prepared in Ursula's song. It's
really good. I like.
I like what they did for Spinell just in general, because
By the way, just a quick heads up. I believe we are still listed as Life is Strange 2.
Oh, well. Let's disregard that. Let's disregard that, because Life is Strange 2 is a hot dumpster fire that I am not going to go into.
Really?
I haven't even played the first one
it's
yet.
Bad.
Or had any of it spoiled.
So don't play it. It's bad.
Okay, good to know.
Save your money. It is bad. If you are expecting to play something like the original Life is Strange, it's not good. It is not. It is everything. We're on episode 5.
Oh wow.
Yeah, what episode are we on?
You know what you should play instead? You know what y'all should play instead?
The
Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney.
Yeah, I mean, play something good.
Like Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, the best game.
I would recommend Danganronpa, but that game's pretty much Phoenix Wright for weebs. So
I mean, Phoenix Wright is already a game for
anime.
weebs. Yeah, it's a very anime game. All three of them that I played.
All right, the information is updated. I apologize for that.
Murder for no reason, weeb though.
Oh, you want murder for no? You want weird
anime,
reasons for murder.
not just weeb.
But
no, it's anime too. It's just a different kind of anime. It's just not shonen.
like Ass says, I have feelings about Life is Strange 2, and none of them are positive. There's a time and a place for agendas. I usually feel that inside of video games is not one of them. And where Life is Strange 1 is a very timeless game, you know, you can recognize that it exists in the 2000s. You know, that's the demographic it was aiming for, you know, people who grew up in this time period. This one is very much this is the current events of this specific time, and we're only talking about it because it's the hot button trigger words that will make people upset. And I put it in my review on Steam, downvoting the game so that other people wouldn't play it. But if you have scenes of racism and violence that are put into a game that do not progress the plot, it doesn't belong in there.
Fair. Very fair.
Like, if it's to move the scene along and something happens with it, that's fine. But there's a scene where your character stops for the night on the side of the road to go to sleep, and he just gets jumped by two white guys who say he's on his land, and you have to suffer through a 10-minute scene of these two guys bullying him because he's Hispanic. And then they get in their car and leave, and you never see them again. It's never talked about. Nothing is done with it, and it's disgusting. It's disgusting. Like,
sounds like good story right there.
yeah.
Mhm.
And
is it part of
Good writing.
Is it something that's relevant to the overall tone?
no.
I mean,
No.
I'm not
No,
trying to justify,
it's
I'm
not.
trying to justify
No,
it.
and
I've
it's a
only-
valid question. It's a valid
Yeah.
question to ask. If it was relevant to the story and the tone of what's going on, yes, absolutely. Because it's something that does need to be addressed and talked about, but there's a time and a place for it, and this game wasn't it.
Yeah.
It doesn't fit in what was happening. During the things that happened during that point is he's on a quest to go look for his brother who's missing. And a main problem with Life is Strange 2 is where Life is Strange 1 was a self-contained world where you built up characters throughout 5 episodes. This was self-contained microcosms within each episode, and the things that happened in the episode before it or the things that are coming after it don't matter.
Yeah.
You got to meet characters who had the potential of being very rounded, but because you only see them in that episode, they come off very flat, and the impact of meeting them falls short. Like in the first episode, you meet a guy who, after all of the shenanigans that happen and the two characters go on the run, you know, he's the first person who shows them any decent human kindness. Like, he's a complete stranger, and he's like, you dudes look like you're in trouble. You can, you can ride in my car, and I can take you as far as destination X. And while they're driving, he has, like, the heart-to-heart talk, and basically, he's like, I don't know you dudes, but having met you and talked to you, you seem like you're okay. I'm going to pay for your hotel. I'm going to buy you guys some food. I'm going to get you some clothes and help get you on your way. And you're like, wow, this guy's cool. I wonder if he'll show up and help them. And no, you never see him again. He's gone.
Yeah, so the game just had bad direction all in all.
There's
It's
You
also
get-
very bad direction.
There's also the thing that it has a prequel that it ties into. as
Captain
well.
Spirit. Oh, God, it's
Yeah,
the
Captain
worst.
Spirit.
Captain Spirit is the worst. Captain Spirit was a really badly designed prequel game, and he shows up in the second episode. And basically, the impact of having him there is you tell your brother not to do things, but because your brother is 8, he's stupid and does the exact opposite of everything you tell him. So this kid who pretends to be a superhero finds out that your little brother has superpowers, but is convinced that he's the one who has the superpowers, and your brother is an idiot.
Wow.
And the outcome of this is when you guys finally have to inevitably run away from whatever current nice place you found to live in, you have the option of saving him or letting him get run over by a police officer, which they do not do law enforcement very much justice because, of course, agenda and all police officers are evil.
Well, maybe we can get into some space racism tonight.
Let's get into some space racism, because I could talk all night about why I don't like Life is Strange. Also, League of Rec, thank you for subscribing with Twitch Prime. If you guys didn't know, it's September, so if you wanted to support the channel or any of our lovely channels, Kelsa's, Saintguard's, Outros. Rhys, you don't have one, do you? Rhys, get a channel. You have a
I
channel.
do have a channel. I
It
just never
periodically
stream it,
shows up, too.
Because
He streamed what, twice on like
I streamed like at least
months
5 times.
If y'all want some,
from each other?
if y'all want some really cute emotes that were just approved a few
Oh
days
yeah,
ago,
Saint, I
my
haven't seen
emotes
yours.
finally got
I
approved.
haven't seen yours. Put your emotes in the
Saint,
chat because I haven't seen
yeah.
yours yet.
You need to
I remember you
They're so
saying you had 'em.
cute.
They're-
So weird with your other one. That the objection's fine, but flip the salute.
No, the desk is great.
It's not as good as the salute.
Nah, desk is better.
Objection.
I'm not paying $25 for it. I'm not doing it.
Look,
Oh yes,
get me to the next tier so I can have 2
you can have
tier
more.
1 subs, and then I'll move everything up. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, But yeah, so hey, until like what, the 23rd of this month?
21st.
21st. All subs are half off, guys. So
Not
if you
all
want to,
subs, only your first time.
Tier
only the
1
first
subs.
time. Yeah, tier 1 subs, and I don't think it counts for gifting either, but it's much appreciated if you want to gift subs to us.
Also, your bits are worth more, sort of, in a way.
Also, the bits are sort of worth more in a way. And last thing, of course, to mention is the fundraiser coming in November with Advantage. That's happening over on Forgebreaker's channel. It will be November 4th through the 8th, and I will be DMing. Oh,
Outro just camera blinked and is in the wrong spot.
oh, what the hell?
But this is the second.
Oh, that's an easy fix.
Yeah, but this is the second time that it's crashed. I want to know what's up with Zoom.
Yeah, that's weird. But for that charity event, I'll be DMing 2 games instead of 1 now, which I have to figure out what my second one's going to be. But my first one I found on DM's Guild. It's not out yet, but it looks promising, and I'm going to have a hell of a time running it. It's called Weekend at Strahd's. And it is.
So do you basically just weekend at Bernie Strahd? Because if that's
Yes.
what it is, I'm so in.
That is what the premise is. The heroes arrive in Barovia, and Strahd is already dead. Shenanigans ensue.
So I feel like, Outro and I should get like a bonus to any role where we're puppeteering Strahd, because like we do this on the regular now.
Yeah, but see, we aren't in that show.
It's true.
Look, I should just record myself doing a Strahd voice, because,
I
excuse me,
I
a
just use the
stereotypical vampire
Strahd
voice.
ones are
because
the
those are
books.
fun.
Blah blah blah.
Blah.
No, that's not actually how. That's not how my Strahd voice.
Weekend at Strahd's.
No,
I
I
am
do.
Strahd Bonzarovich, your host.
I do a deeper, sultry Barovian accent for Strahd, but I'm currently slightly sick, so I can't do it. But there is a great clip of our Dungeon of the Mad Mage where we had Strahd and vampire cosplayers in the first level, because the dungeon encounter literally says these are bandits who disguise themselves as vampires to rob people, so we just made them Strahds. And so, one of them was like, "Blah, the jig is up, boys," before they went into combat.
Oh, see.
And when they realized that the adventurers were serious and they were just cosplayers, they quickly surrendered after they killed like Gary or something.
They killed Gary. Oh no.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should.
Let's get rolling.
We should get to Rin.
Yeah. Hey, what? It's never gonna stop being funny.
Where we go?
Rin, you're going to the moon called Warren in the system of Rin. You have been in hyperspace, and you swish out the far side of the gate into Rin's system, and you get the green light go ahead signal from the gate authority saying to get your defective ship to a port immediately for repairs, and asking if you need an escort and a tug can be provided.
Cool. I think first I put on my water resistant lab coat, because I'm not going to be walking through any sewers like last time. Well, I'm not going to be walking through with any of my nice lab coats. But last time we were in Ren, I was gallivanting through a sewer system. So
also something we should probably figure out. This is written down. We apparently have one advance on our ship or our crew. We should use it.
Wait, don't we need to wait until downtime?
Nope. You can instantly do it.
Yes and no. You can make the decision now, and if it's something that it would make sense that you would need to be in a port or something to take care of, then yes. If you just take like a special ability, then you just get it.
Maybe we pick up false ship papers finally.
Yeah.
I feel like we had already talked about doing that.
So we
got it.
But we ended up getting the getaway instead.
Yeah, because we do some, like hit and run kind of things. But we definitely do need the false ship paper. So I feel
also tell me about dark hyperspace lane maps.
Okay.
I feel like that has something to do with the question mark on the map.
So no, it's not. So when you look at a system, to get from one jump gate to another jump gate, it's still really far. And usually what you do is you follow hyperspace lanes. That means that something that is, you know, multiple light years apart from each other, you can actually get between in a couple of days instead of literally years. And so you've got like, or I guess maybe light hours, because light's stupid fast. The point is that there's only so many paths across each solar system typically, and dark hyperspace lane maps are going to possibly they're going to get you places faster. They're going to get you places that people don't expect you to be, because if you leave from like this gate, for example, there's a path that's going to take you over to Warren, and there's a path that's going to take you over to that jump gate, and I don't know, there's probably another path that's going to take you somewhere else in Rin, like the space station around Vet SB 176, and depending on like where they are in their orbits, it's going to be faster to get to one or the other, right? But if you have the dark space lane things, you might be able to get from one place to another faster than anybody else, because they would have to take like the two legs of a triangle, and you can take the hypotenuse.
I feel like it would also be a very easy way for us to accidentally fall out of the Scum and Villainy universe and into the Stars Without Number universe.
I was gonna say we end up in Star Wars.
No, because it's not.
I'm making a joke.
No, because no.
The thing for dark hyperspace lane maps is also these are like smuggling routes and stuff, and like this is the Empire Strikes Back. They go into an asteroid fields thing.
Yeah,
that's basically what dark hyperspace lane maps are.
And you could definitely take that and use it immediately, so that when you're like heading out, you can be like, all right, we're gonna go head to SB 176 to get our ship repaired, and then take off down a smuggling route, switch out your ship's papers and transponder, and then take one of these dark lane routes over to Warren, and no one will be expecting you there.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's a good thing to have, but apparently somebody's already marked false ship papers.
No,
so.
I was just curious what they were.
You get two things.
Wait, we get two. Oh, we get two. Oh, right.
Boxes.
If we have
when you do ship it, we do two small boxes. Yeah.
Oh.
Nice.
So you get one other thing.
Oh.
You can take both. Well, I have.
That's
one
what I'm
or
trying
the
to say.
Oh, well, what else?
We could take both of those, or we could take AI module now, because we're gonna get it when we get to Warren. That's what you're doing. Well, this is a question: is the AI module for your drone, or is it for the ship?
Oh, it's for me.
Okay,
It's
then
for the drone,
never
yeah.
mind. We could do. There's a lot of ship gear and stuff too, as well as like crew gear. Like we could actually have ground vehicles
besides your personal one.
Well,
yeah.
what did we?
Oh, wait,
we needed to have.
up.
Go ahead.
We did promise triage.
Mm-hmm.
We would get a lab of some sort, so either a med bay or science bay. So
we did promise.
Yeah.
I mean, we promised.
What is the benefit of a science
exactly what it would entail? So I feel like we just buy her like a medical kit and just stick it in her room and be like,
I'm literally the only reason we got 6 credits.
Medical bay versus medical bay or science bay. Medical bay, clean room with medical equipment.
I feel like
not a real hospital sufficient to patch most injuries. Storage for drugs and medical scanners. Add +1 die to all crew recovery rolls. Science bay, laboratory that can be used to analyze anomalies and precursor artifacts. Secure storage for things that may react oddly with the rest of the ship or physics.
So I think.
Oh, training's also. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I think that triage would want the science bay over the medical bay. 'Cause,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That sounds like triage.
Yeah. She's more of a lab doctor than a doctor.
Cool. Well, then we'll get that, I guess, when we go and get our shit repaired.
Okay.
On Warren.
How much? How many credits? I guess we.
I'll go ahead and click the box, and we can take. You won't actually have it until after spending some time on Warren.
Nice.
So it looks
Okay.
like we're taking the false ship papers and then the science bay.
Science bay. Yeah.
Mhm.
I keep
Awesome.
forgetting
Works for
it's
me.
2, not 1, which is very helpful.
Okay, so yeah, you can either get one of the crew abilities or 2 boxes of stuff.
Right.
Like for example, Lucky Charms to start with an extra gambit takes 2 boxes by itself. And Thrill Seekers, which gives you everybody on the crew an extra stress box, takes 3 boxes, which means you cannot possibly get it in one advance. But yeah, everybody having an extra stress box is pretty huge. So while this area is fairly well patrolled, I think it would be a simple skill check to be able to like switch out your transponder while there's no one else around, just making sure that the coast is clear. Like, I don't even think that needs a roll, honestly. I think that's something where, as long as you're careful. I think it needs something though. Okay, someone roll, let's say 2d6 as a fortune roll to
I'll do
see
it.
if to make sure there is a time where you do not detect any like ship patrolling for one of the factor things. Oh yeah, you guys got a 6, no problem. There's easily a time when you're well out from Warren that you can make the swap.
I bet I won't roll above a 4 for the rest of the night.
Good, perfect, flawless.
You know, I said that too, and then we saw how well my rolls were last week.
Your rolls were amazing last week.
I know.
Like, to be
It'll never
honest,
happen
our
again.
rolls for the game have just been pretty good. So
Yeah, if we were running the stats, which I may just do because fuck yeah, data.
Fuck yeah,
would
data.
have much higher than average rolls. No
All
doubt.
right, so there's 2 things. One, you guys still got about a week before you make it to Warren. So if you guys wanted to have any conversations with your
Absolutely.
new friends,
Mhm.
we can do that. And number 2, they expect you to get them unseen onto the planet. Just landing the ship at the normal space dock is not going to cut it, because they're still going to have to get off of your ship and disappear into the city.
We should have took a shuttle, guys.
We don't have a shuttle.
It was part of the upgrade thing. We should have took a shuttle.
We'd have to get the shuttle still.
We could have bought that from some.
so here's what-
Where?
Any of the places between here and Warren.
If you would like to take a shuttle instead of one of your other
I think
options,
we're good.
including
No.
okay.
That was more of like just pointing at the upgrade. It was like we could have had a shuttle.
I was
Rhys,
going to say there is a way it could happen, but yeah.
Rhys,
I'm
you
leaving this up to
were-
Flashbulb to get us on like another side of the planet or something unseen, so that she can just drop us off.
Yeah,
Well,
I could probably do that. Maybe.
It's not a planet, it's a moon, and the entire moon is a metropolis city. And there are multiple spaceports, but you're going to need to find some place, either a spaceport where you have some friends maybe that will not record certain things.
I think I can do that.
Okay.
That would be nice if you have one.
I mean, I would
I
hope.
have a friend everywhere. It's part of my abilities.
He's got
True.
friends on the other side.
Did we establish you a friend on Warren when we were there the first time?
Warren.
I don't think so, because I think you got it after you guys left Warren.
Correct.
Do the Garth Brooks song.
Okay, so yeah, you can declare someone on Warren. That you can like send a message out to or what have you.
Yeah, if you got a friend, then that'll make life a lot easier, as long as you don't owe them like a favor or something. No, you probably do.
Oh, there's got to be something.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, friends in all the shady places, exactly.
I got friends.
Let's tell me about your friend. Who's face calling up?
So this is Shaitan Lorenz. She runs one of the space docks on Warren, and she should be able to get us the appropriate paperwork and sign us through, minus 5 people. So I will have a conversation with her on the way.
Did you put her name on your character sheet already?
I'm actually adding it right now.
Okay, because I want to know how to spell it, but I'll just read it from your character sheet. Okay, we'll talk to her in just a second.
Okay.
What's keeping the rest of you busy on this week-long journey? Now, I know you say you're flying the ship, Flashbulb, but that does not consume 100% of your attention 24 hours a day.
It does not. I've got people to
Just sitting
talk.
there playing Tetris, and every time somebody comes in, she's like,
I'm flying the ship.
I mean, I could do both. I can play space Tetris on the ship computer screen in front of me. It's like if you've ever played Elite Dangerous, like you got a lot of travel time. You do other things on your screen while you're traveling.
Autopilot is great.
Yeah, autopilot. It's wonderful. I have 2 autopilots technically. I have an actual autopilot and I have caution tape. But actually, I've got what's his name? He's part of the syndicate crew we're transporting. He's really into AI.
Oh, big boy. Yeah.
Yeah, it starts with an N.
Nulls.
Nulls, yes.
Nulls, yes.
Yeah. I'm going to talk to him more because I am incredibly curious about AI things, because as much as I know about caution tape, I don't actually know the technical stuff, and Nulls does. It'd be like talking to like a neurosurgeon. Like that's what I imagine it like. You're like, how does it work?
How does brain work?
How does brain
explain how brain works?
Explain advanced artificial intelligence to me, if you want.
Say it like you're saying it to a person.
So for having re-summarizing for everybody who we have on the ship with us, we have Nulls, who's like the big muscle boy who's obsessed with AI.
Yes.
We have I don't remember his name, but he's basically a Jawa. He's a Jawa Jedi.
Pip.
Pip.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We have not gotten a gender of Pip.
Okay.
But yes, they're like a Jawa Jedi, exactly.
Yeah, Jawa Jedi, Pip. We have Maximilians. And she's a hacker. She's a very, very good hacker.
Nope,
that's the hacker.
That's Keycard. Keycard is a hacker.
Maximilians is the
most attractive man you've ever seen in your life.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Don't say that. Face is standing right there.
Cool.
I like people who are marginally less attractive than other people. Is he still the most attractive person?
For everybody who's not Nulls, for everyone except for the other 2, for Keycard Maximilians, Flashbulb won't go out of her way to engage with them, but if they want to talk to her, they can. And she's gonna because Pip has been giving off this weird way vibe, which for Flashbulb has been it's a weird feeling, because obviously she doesn't know anything about the way, but she's gonna try to push her boundaries and be like, so what is this weird vibe? Trying to figure out what the hell that is.
So, do you want to try talking to Pip about it, or do you want to use your brain and see if you can?
If Pip will talk to me, then I'm fine with that. I picked up the advance I picked up was Traveler. You're comfortable around unusual cultures and Xenos. And you gain potency when attempting to consort with or sway them.
Okay.
So like again, being a clone, it's the weird thing of like I'm more comfortable. I'm probably at least just as comfortable around Xenos as I am humans, mostly because humans feel really weird around clones, as we've established.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess who do you want to strike up a conversation with first?
I think Pip first, because Nulls, I don't know what to actually talk about. Me, the player, doesn't know what to talk about with, but Pip, I'm just like, what's up, buddy?
That's good, because me, the GM, doesn't know how to quite answer as Nulls, because he's way more versed in the minutia of AI cores than I am.
Hey, technobabble, it's great.
It's good. Well, we'll just say you have that conversation. It was very deep.
Blah 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 blah.
It's
blah,
incredibly
blah,
deep.
blah.
I learned things about caution tape that I never would have. And caution tape learns things about themselves that they also never would have learned.
Caution tape hit AI.
And Nulls definitely has questions for caution tape too.
Yeah.
And maybe all three of you learned something because of what caution tape answers, but it was something that they never thought to question before.
Yeah.
The biggest lesson was the friends you made along.
This is a very monster prom event.
I feel like this conversation existed on Swan Song between Piani and Pi. But
Yes.
That too.
Okay, so yeah, you find Pip. They are I think they spend like most of their time in the like little break room mess hall where you guys like eat and have some recreation room. It's not super large, guys. No, you have a galley. It is super large. It's like, yeah,
We got a proper mess hall.
Proper mess hall. So that's where you're probably gonna find Pip. They spend most of their time there.
it's where we have our what's it called? Where we have our conference calls at the big faux petrified wood table.
Yes, that's right. Faux petrified wood table. I should write that down. I think I forgot. Okay. So what do you say when you approach them? They appear to be eating something. It's not something you guys had on the ship. It's not one of your rations or one of your like cooking supplies or what have you. It seems to be like a bag of something, like like a Ziploc plastic bag, not like a sack or something.
They just whip out a burlap sack.
It's just a big old burlap sack.
He has a basket. He has a wicker basket with picnic in it. He's eating in a nice
picnic basket.
But like they take something out of the bag and they like put it under their hood, and then it disappears. But like you can't see their hands either. Like their robe like covers them completely. And they like stick the whole sleeve in the bag and pull out something. And they look like they're lost in thought or just savoring their snack.
Yeah, so Flashbulb's got a cup of coffee, which of course, we got the perfect coffee thanks to caution tape. And she sits down and she like pulls her face mask down, which she doesn't do that much. And she says, enjoying your Spunions there.
The empty darkness of the cowl kind of looks over at you.
You're an interesting fellow. And she like pushes some hair. Like, I've gotten this, how do I put this, vibe from you the entire time you've been on the ship, and they say you're a mystic, but I don't know what that means to me. So what's it mean to you?
They lift up one of their hands, their arms, and again, like the end of their robe is just darkness, and they start reaching this just darkness at the end of a tube of cloth towards you.
She puts her hand out, just like, I don't know what's going on, but I've seen fortune tellers and stuff before, so it's probably something like this.
I like how we both have the same interest, but we're doing it in different ways. You're like, this is all baloney, and I'm like, but physically, how do you do it? That's those are the questions I'm asking.
It's the thing of I think Flashbulb, before she was Flashbulb, had been exposed to some of these cultures, but had not been exposed to like the way as like a concept. So for her, it's just like, what is a mystic? What does that mean?
So the sleeve like touches the palm of your hand, and you can feel something like tickling the palm of your hand, and at the same time you feel something like knocking on the back of your brain, just politely.
That must be uncomfortable.
Just politely, like,
Just
excuse
politely
me.
knocking on the back of your consciousness.
Yeah.
Okay. She actually she's like raised an eyebrow, and like she actually like pulls down her sunglasses, and you see her eyes for the first time in the entire show, and she's got these like gold eyes. And she's just like, is that you?
The hood like lifts up and down again in a nod.
I don't know if you know anything about me, but I'm not really used to this kind of thing, so hence the questions.
There's another nod, and once again you feel like this quiet knock on the back of your consciousness.
I don't know how she reacts. She's just like, but she pushes her sunglasses back up. She's just like, so do I let go? I don't know what's next.
Would you like to make a roll to find out?
Sure.
I'm gonna say this is a controlled attune.
Oh boy.
Okay. There's a tiny risk involved, but it's probably fine.
Right.
Probably.
Yeah, let's do it. My one die in attune. This will be just fine. Standard effect?
Yeah.
Okay. Are they technically helping me?
But they're not really your friend.
Okay, that's fine. Ooh, 6.
There you go. So something when you're like, do I just need to let go or what have you? Like, you get the impression that there's like a door, and like as you realize that, you have the choice if you want to open it.
But does he have to get on the floor afterwards while everyone walks the dinosaur?
No.
Yeah, she opens the door. She walks up to it. I don't know if she walks up to it. I don't know what the mental image is there, but she opens the door.
That I think that's up to you. Like,
okay.
I so want her to like walk up to a door in the ship and actually open a door because she doesn't understand like in your brain. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, she's been on this ship for a long time, and basically all the ship doors are like automatic doors.
It's true.
So, like, opening a door is nothing on this ship. Yeah, she walks up to it and just like opens the door, and I think this is her like. It's her and like because this is like her mind space. She's not like she doesn't have the sunglasses or the face mask. She's not wearing her spacesuit.
What is she wearing?
I think she's like dressed down. She's wearing like a tank top and like tank top and cargo pants and like combat boots. Yeah.
How about a nice web coat?
Nah, she's got that casual Battlestar Galactica Starbuck look.
Okay. Nice. This may sound like a weird question, but it matters to me. Are your eyes still gold?
Yes, it's a thing.
Okay.
That's the thing from being a clone.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, I guess that was like
In her
maybe
mind space, does she think that?
right. No, exactly. Maybe one day that
Ooh.
will change.
Yeah, but for now, she still has it. It's the thing of she hides it with her sunglasses, but she still part
Yeah.
of it. It's the when she finally meets your progenitor, it will change probably or something along those lines. We'll see.
So as you open the door, on the other side, you see something that appears to be floating in the air by about at least a foot off the ground at the lowest part, but it is in no way human. It's more like a jellyfish. If a jellyfish was, instead of like clear, made up of stars, or like a nebula.
Ooh.
And it like takes a tentacle around the door frame and like pulls itself into your space. But like as it does that, it like transforms into a more humanoid shape, but still with this like nebula skin. It's like completely bald, but like humanoid essentially. Vaguely male or masculine. It's not wearing clothing, but it's not it also doesn't have genitalia.
It's a Ken
It's just
doll.
like, yeah, like a Ken doll,
Okay.
except balder. And where its eyes would be is the only place that's like completely dark. And then it says, thank you for letting me in.
Kind of just nods a little bit, just like, I knew you had a different way about you, so as well. Pip, I presume.
I feel like out of anybody, Glitch would probably understand this the most because they use an avatar when they're doing hacking and stuff. I feel like it's like, although it's not the same, it'd be like, oh, I can compare this to this and understand. Also, sorry to interrupt.
No, I can definitely see that. So they nod again and say, that is what the human speech calls me. Yes.
You have a different name that you prefer?
You get the impression of a like specific series of flashes of light.
Wow.
So then he says, most people are put off by me.
I can see that, but I don't know if you know this, but it's kind of the same way for me.
I feel you are different.
And in so many ways, the same. And the thing is, like, in her, like she looks calm on the surface, but deep down, like, this is some like weird shit, and she's like real excited right now. She's like, oh my god, this is amazing. Heart beating and all that, just like, this is exactly what I want. You know, danger addict, gotta go with it.
So he says, I've heard of what you are, but never met someone like you.
Not a lot of us get out, so to speak.
It is the same for my kind.
May I ask where you're from?
You get a impression of a solar system many light years away, probably 36 jump gates, further into hegemony territory, and then back out into another little offshoot, like the Pyrocon Procyon sector is. So you have an impression of where that is. You don't know the name of the system that Homogeny uses, but you could look it up with the information that you just got. Like, you have an impression of the path that you would take.
Interesting. Okay. That was, well, informative.
The way you humans normally express information is so limiting.
Hey, it's one of our big faults, I guess.
You make up for it in many other ways.
Yeah.
Triage is picking her nose and like sit across the room.
I mean, that's why there's, well, a lot of me. That's always a weird statement to tell people. It's always a weird one, but hey, it's true.
I like how your character seems to have let their guard down. This is the first time we're seeing
yeah,
seeing them like this.
Yeah.
Pip like tilts their head sideways a little bit in like that kind of inquisitive angle, and says, I wonder at the morality sometimes. You live it.
Yeah. It's a weird age we live in. But it's the reason I'm trying to find the progenitor.
What is this progenitor?
It's the person I'm based off of. If that makes any sense.
I see. Yes. And you sense that you provided him like maybe more information than you intended, but like the impression of your search. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he says, I would like to know when you find her. And you get his like personal, I want to say email address. It's not like comms, because he doesn't actually have a way to speak out loud, like physically.
It's his personal psychic messaging system.
Well, it's like an electronic messaging system, not
okay.
the psychic messaging system.
I get his number, basically.
Yeah, but like it's only good for texting, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay.
You can't call him.
Cool. That's fine.
Yeah. It seems that your journey may be insightful for all of us. And by all of us, he means like anyone with any kind of way attunement powers, like anyone who's way sensitive at all. And like they really mean it in like this vast sense of everyone, regardless of race or moral character,
Mhm.
like
The
across the board.
flashbulb is now the most important character in the entire universe.
Well,
Maybe.
to one Xeno.
Yeah, to Pip.
Like this is Pip's personal opinion. This is not.
Yeah.
By the way, I totally ship Pip and Flashbulb. I'm all about it
Now Kasumi has to destroy her.
now. Only I may
For
have
Kasumi.
Flashbulb is gonna tell probably no one of the crew, so it's fine. Not now, at least. It'll be a whole thing. Yeah.
I believe that there is a bunch of different things coming up that are going to put our characters in alignment there.
Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, she brushes her hair out and it's like, I'll let you know. I don't know what's gonna happen, but for now I got a ship to fly and creds to collect.
We appreciate what you're doing for us.
I'm happy you appreciate it. And she looks for she looks around just being like, so do I just close my eyes? Do I leave?
Like Pip senses this confusion kind of end thing, and you suddenly feel the sleeve disconnect from your hand, and the wherever mindscape your consciousness was a second ago has dissolved, and you're back in the present moment, and you realize you had been here the whole time. Like, you could have seen what was going on around you if you had put half a thought towards it. You just maybe didn't realize it until now.
Yeah.
And there's like half a dozen small marks on the palm of your hand, and they don't seem to be any particular pattern, but they're there.
Well, Pip, it's nice to finally meet you.
There's another nod from the hood.
She puts her coffee cup up and just kind of salute, and then she gets up just I'll leave you to it then, and she goes somewhere else to drink the rest of her coffee.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Amazing.
If it means anything, I want to have almost the same type of conversation, but like I said, instead of it being spiritual, I want it to be more of how does this work? Science. Tell me how to physically do these things. I want to learn the logic behind mystical arts.
Pip's sorry, only one cool connection per ship.
And Pip can be completely dismissive of this, or think I'm gross because of what I'm doing, but that's how Triage wants to handle it.
Okay, well, I imagine this is maybe on a different day, or I don't know, 5 minutes later, however you want to say it.
I wouldn't mind it being at the exact same time, and I'm just interrupting the whole time.
I want when they come out of this whole meditation thing for Triage to be right up on Pip, staring at their face.
Because it was a non-verbal conversation.
So. Yeah, it was a non-verbal conversation. It went on. It did go on for a while. So if you want to have walked into the room to witness this, I mean, neither one of them respond to you out loud if you try talking to them.
Either way, I was kind of kidding about it being an interruption, though. I mean, why not? I feel like it would be fun to have a brain conversation with somebody interrupting. Wait, but how? But I mean, that already happened, and I wasn't involved in the scene, so oh no, it could be another day or something like that.
You could just walk in as Flashbulb gets up from the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that works, because I wouldn't have any consideration to any of that or any know-how to what.
Yeah, you wouldn't have known this has happened anyway. It'd just be okay. Yeah,
yep. So I go up to Pip. I'm like, hey, you're one of those mystics, right? You do the fancy magic stuff.
They're eating something, they're reaching their entire sleeve in this little Ziploc bag, pulling up something that is half in and half out of the sleeve. It then disappears into the hood where it's just darkness and then is gone, and they remove the sleeve and go and get another. They don't answer you.
So yes. That's. I have so many questions. Can you talk? Well, what do you want to? Do you want to talk?
They very carefully, slowly zip up the Ziploc bag and set it down on the table in front of them. And they turn, and an empty cowl full of darkness stares at you. It's kind of disturbing.
I stare directly back into it.
It's unsettling.
I am unsettled, but in the same way, it's like I can't take my eyes off of it, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of weirdo that triage is.
Yeah.
So I just stare. And I do it like blinking contest kind of stare. So I'm just like really like I'm squinting, like I'm exerting energy to look at this void in their face. I'm like, you're trying to.
There's no face. There's just darkness.
Yeah. That's what I mean. I'm like, you're trying to tell me something, but you're being cryptic about it.
They raise their sleeve, and inside of their sleeve is just darkness. It comes towards you. What do you do?
I continue to look into the darkness, but this time instead of the face, I look in the sleeve.
The sleeve comes up and it touches you on the cheek.
Does it feel nice?
It feels odd. It feels like
goosebump inducing odd, or like stick your hand
like
air gel odd.
It's almost ticklish, but also like in as if you had a dozen maggots crawling on your face. Kind of ticklish.
I'm trying to. So I like speak out loud without like reacting adversely. I guess I shudder and have the chills, but I don't peel back. I just respond like, "Is that normal?"
You.
So.
You feel a knocking at the back of your consciousness.
Have I ever felt anything like this before?
I don't know. Have you? You are researching into the weird metaphysical arts and trying to find out the
logic
science behind them. So I would assume that means you've had some kind of experience with them in the first place in order to want to try to explain them.
It's more of the method, I guess I'm asking. Like, is this a different method than I've experienced before, or?
You've definitely never experienced anything directly like this.
Okay.
It's possible you have experienced things similar. That would be up to you. But
so I don't I hesitate first before consciously responding to the circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, yeah, I after a few seconds of hesitation, I kind of I let my mind go blank, and then I do a bit of breathing, rhythmic breathing, and then I however you would answer a knocking in your consciousness, answer the conscious in my knockingness, the knocking in my consciousness.
Yeah. Would you like to
conscious in my knockingness?
Would you like to roll me an attune?
Yes, I would like to roll you an attune.
In a controlled position with a standard effect.
Attune controlled standard. No bonus dice unless you allow. Nah. Actually, you know what? Can I use I'm a doctor, not a? I feel like this is the literal perfect time for me to.
Yeah, I want you to tell me a little bit more about the last time you had a psychic connection with somebody.
So the last time I had a psychic connection with somebody was that patient I saw on the last episode that kind of got off screen.
Yeah.
So they've been dealing with some neurological problems, and they think that it's related to their connection to the mystic arts, like their attunement. So I've been doing two different things. I've been treating them as a patient with the knowledge and logic that I have from being a trained physician.
Mhm.
And I've also, it's part of what is driving me into learning the physical, like the physical parts of the mystic arts.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I definitely see that being exactly why you'd be using I'm a doctor. 100% makes sense here.
Cool. And
So you get to push yourself and roll doctor instead of attune.
cool. And pushing is 1 or 3. What is the stress?
2 stress.
2 stress. I got a consequential success.
Okay, so you get a success, but there is a consequence indeed. Oh no, too many windows. So, you definitely succeed. I think. Okay, yes. You don't know this now, but you can resist it now if you'd like. When this meeting ends, you are going to have the marks that are left behind are not going to fade away. You'll have marks on your face.
So
maybe not permanently, but for an extended period of time at the very least.
So for resisting it, what does that entail? Like, do I take stress to resist?
So to resist, we decide what is the cause of this, and
It's resolve, right?
I feel like this is resolve because this is about the psychic connection, leaving like a permanent physical mark, or like I said, not necessarily permanent, but a long-term physical mark.
I would try to resist, though. It's like a subconscious resist. It's just my
right, like it's not something you necessarily.
Yeah, it's my character being guarded to the circumstances, but so I just roll a resolve.
Yes.
With bonus dice.
Click on resolve, no bonus dice. So you're going to take 3 stress.
Yes, I am super stressed out right now.
And this means that you will
click 1 too many. And you can't just delete 1 because
yeah, you can.
How?
Just like this. Just click on the one right before it.
Oh, the one before it. Got you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I fixed it.
You already fixed it. It's fine. So yeah, so you feel the something like poke into your skin just slightly, and you clench your jaw subconsciously just enough that something or other, it's not going to actually leave a mark, but you can like feel this connection, and you see there's a door, or however you personally perceive greeting someone in your psychic mind space.
It'd probably be like a hatch, like a circular airlock hatch that goes like iris is opening.
Nice. Yeah. So iris is open, and on the other side of it, you see floating about a foot off the ground what looks like a jellyfish made out of a dark nebula. And it pulls itself inside of your space and turns into a Ken doll that looks like it's made out of a nebula, except with dark eyes.
So it turns into like a humanoid figure of masculine presentation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when it's like a squid, I'm kind of freaked out. Like I startle super hard, but then as it shapes into a human, I'm like, okay, this feels a little bit more like I feel like I recall something like this last time I had a psychic conversation. Though it may have been a different avatar, it's something similar. So that's how I respond, and then I wait for it to initiate versus me initiate.
Yeah, they say, I hope this form pleases you. And what does your internal presentation of yourself vary in any way from how you currently look?
I think I have a shaved head. I think that's the only difference. Like, yeah, I have a shaved head. I'm wearing like stereotypical doctor's garb, nothing too flashy, nothing like what I normally wear, because I normally wear situational lab coats and doctor's garbs.
Mm-hmm.
Like very standard procedure lab coat over like a button-up blouse, and like I wore like an ascot, like a floral ascot around, but the shirt underneath is like a taupe,
Mm-hmm.
taupe, whatever. Yeah, taupe. And the lab coat is white, and the ascot is like off-white with reds and browns in the floral design. And yeah, other than that, my head shaved and nothing else.
Okay.
Wearing like brown dress pants and like white doctor Skechers, pretty much. Like those Skechers that doctors always wear.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Cool. And that's my appearance. And I'm like, like I let out a breath. I'm like, still not used to those breathing practices. Yeah, so any presentation you choose, you don't have to do anything special for me. I guess welcome to my...
You suddenly viscerally remember that panicked feeling that you had when you first saw them outside of your door, when you say any form you might take. It just comes crashing back at you for a second.
Well, now that it's not a surprising appearance, I guess you could still take that form. It's just a little unsettling. I'll get used to it though.
There is no need.
Okay. Well, thanks for talking with me. How do I go about this? I'm really interested in the way that you do things. Like I want to know more about the mystic arts. Mostly I want to hear your take on how you do it, and what it means to you, and then maybe go in a little bit deeper into what that means on a physical level. Try to figure out some mathematical equations to see if I can print this into the textbooks of our world. By world, I mean universe, obviously. I say that in character, by the way. So, yeah, I don't know if that's something you're...
get an impression of an absurdly large sum of money. This is my consulting fee.
This is my consulting fee. Fuck. Well, I mean, maybe eventually I'll be able to make that payment, but see, I don't want to publish for money. It's more so to help a client of mine that I've grown rather close with. It's not so much that I treat them as a client as I would, I guess the word friend would register for you. Yes, I do want to make the information more readily available, but it's not for the same purposes that I fly around moving stowaways.
Tell me more of his situation. I will lend what expertise I can.
So, I guess I'll just speak with you. So Albin, that's their name. They were a patient when I was a normal hospital doctor, and they were suffering from severe neurological issues. They were having twitching, but it wasn't just twitching. It was twitching induced by pain within their head. They said that it all started once they became mystically sensitive, or once they realized that they were sensitive to the different arts of mystics. They have sought out, I guess, a way to relieve themselves of this pain that they receive in their head. And they're doing so both through me, a physician, and through somebody who deals with the mystic arts commonly, but they're really not getting anywhere. So I wanted to see if maybe expanding my knowledge on how human physiology and the mystical arts interact with each other more on a fundamental level,
I am
I
no
could help
expert
them
on
out.
human physiology.
See that I don't think, I mean, I am though. So maybe just gathering more information could help me piece it together. I'm trying to act as sincere as possible with this, but I'm not the most sincere person. So although I have fine bedside manner and I carried it for this mission, I don't know if it's coming off as me being like, look, I just want the information.
You get the impression that they don't believe that their knowledge would help you on this endeavor, and they don't seem interested in just spouting out everything that they learned in psychic jellyfish school for you here to pick through it yourself. And they say, you know, I would be more assistance if I could examine the patient myself. I am not a doctor, though. You must understand. I am not a healer either.
So here's the thing. Obviously you had to leave Amaranth. That's where we were, right?
No,
Or
you
were
guys
we
were on
injury?
Injury. Obviously you had to leave Injury for a reason. They're confined there. They have no way to leave. They're on, I wouldn't say so much that they're on watch, but they lead a very possessed life, as in they're controlled by the situations around them. So I can't just transport them out here.
It is Warren where we are not welcome. Once our business here is done, I can return to Injury at my leisure.
Oh, I thought this was a one-way. Have you guys told this to the crew that we're going there and back? I thought maybe I just missed it. I'm like, I'm saying this
Not
sincerely,
commissioned you are not commissioned to be our return trip.
Oh, okay. So I kind of like, because I was like, okay, we should get double paid for this. But okay. So I guess I should wait until. Let's focus on the mission. But how would I be able to contact you since we aren't commissioned for your return trip?
They give you a
a meditation routine.
They give you a email address, but it's only good in the other system. So while you're here in Rin,
Okay,
you
cool.
can't use it, but if you're in Iota, then you can reach out to them.
Gotcha. Okay. And yeah, that's pretty much all I want to do with this scene. We could wrap it up if you
Okay.
or otherwise. But can this be like the start of a project or a long-term project, or
you can definitely write down the name of what you would like to get out of this.
okay.
You wouldn't actually get to like tick any boxes on it, but we can definitely put it there so that you'll know that you have a lead on it already, and when you're ready to pursue it. So
Okay. And I'm sorry, what was their name?
Pip.
And just PIP?
Mm-hmm. Alternatively, if you'd like to write down a series of blinking lights, but actually, no, you didn't ask them what they might otherwise be called.
May I have your true name?
Uh-huh.
Oh, because then if I ever speak their true name, they're bound to my will.
Well, good luck with that.
I'm just using literature as my reference for something I don't understand, like a lot of people do.
When you can speak in flashes of light, get back to me.
Okay. All right, well, that's, I wrap it up. I try to do so as like professionally courteously as possible, so it's not like thank you so much for your help. It's more like have a great day.
Yeah, and they like step backwards out of your little irising door, and you get one more like
glimpse of the terrifying monster
of the strange and utterly alien thing before the connection is completely done, and your cheek feels suddenly cold as their sleeve is removed. Mm-hmm. And you can feel just slightly, there's like a tiny bit of wetness there.
Okay. Shit, I was gonna say something, but I forgot. Damn it. Okay, so since I forgot, I don't really think I have anything else. I like kind of nod to the little shadow. What are they wearing? Like a tunic or a cloak, or
it's like a robe with a hood, like. Okay.
So I just like give like a nod, like a just a. How am I forgetting this word? It's like a commonly used word. Just like a affirmation nod, just like thank you, I'll be in touch. But other than that, I just go and make myself a cup of coffee that's far inferior to what caution tape would make.
Very inferior. Caution tape is there in the room the whole time and like frowns at you because you wouldn't let them make you coffee.
It's not that I wouldn't let them. I just didn't ask them to.
Right,
so if,
right.
They're out there already making it. That's fine, but like.
No, they're they're in there doing something completely different. Maybe they're walking by.
Busy to not be sitting here awkwardly after a conversation ended, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's fair. And Pip goes back to eating something, whatever that is.
I need to pee really bad, so I'll be right back.
Goodbye forever. Okay, so anybody else want to have a scene with our friends before?
Well, seeing as how two people already took all of Pip's attention, I'll do something different for our audience's viewing pleasures. I'll go talk to Keycard.
Yeah. Okay. Where do you think you find her?
I go look for all the secluded places where Glitch would hide.
Okay.
One hacker knows how another hacker thinks.
Yeah, tell me where you actually where do you want to find her?
I imagine that there is like a storage closet where Glitch goes to hide, and she's just like, if I were this person, where would they be? And then she's like, oh, that place. And it's a storage space that doesn't get used very often, but it has like a pile of books or boxes and stuff that make up like seating arrangements, and it's probably where she does all of her private work off the record and off the clock. But she finds Keycard in there, probably doing the same thing she would have been doing, just hacking the planets.
Yeah, okay. And so Keycard is there. She's sitting on the floor, but like has like a pillow or something. And then she's sitting on that cross-legged and has like 3 different holographic screens up in front of her that she's like going through.
And being her personal space, Glitch just lets herself in and probably makes her way to one of her favorite seating spots, which would be where Keycard is sitting, but on the floor, and she'll just sprawl herself across it and just be like, "What are you looking at?"
She doesn't exactly look startled, but definitely you get the impression that she didn't notice you until you said something, like even though you like sprawled out right in front of her. And so her focus shifts to you, and she's like, "What are you doing here?"
This is normally where I go to get away from the others, and seeing as how the rest of my crew is so interested in Pip, I think I would do something different today.
Oh, poor Pip.
Well, it doesn't seem like he's killed them yet. That is a good sign.
They are not a violent type.
But he does seem to have strange abilities, which made everyone so nervous and yet so attracted to them.
I have strange abilities.
Do tell, and her tail starts to wag.
Oh, you got a taste of them the first time we met.
Did I? Elaborate.
They sigh a little bit and are like, "I'm a hacker. I'm very good at it."
Well, so am I. You saw so yourself?
You're all right.
Better now.
I'll take some credit for that.
You're welcome for the compliment. And thank you for the help. So, just keycard then. You have something off the record you like people to call you?
What would I call you then?
Oh, those who get close to me, I allow to call me by my name. I am Kasumi. Kasumi Holdra. It is nothing that I am ashamed of sharing. You can find that this identity does not have anything worth digging deeply into. If I could roll deception, I would.
I mean, yeah.
Maybe sway or consort?
I think it's sway because you're trying to convince her
Yeah,
that
I want to see how believable this is.
There's nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here. It definitely couldn't count as a desperate situation, right?
No, it's not desperate. Risky. No.
All right.
You didn't secretly like murder someone in her family.
No.
And then she's going to just, shiv you. So no, it's definitely not desperate.
We find out the man still stuck in the sewage system was her brother.
Well, no one has no one knows about that yet.
Yeah.
It's gonna come back sometime.
So I'm just gonna do a standard roll then, see where this goes.
Sure.
Nope. she is not very convincing.
Yeah, she narrows her eyes, and like you can see her, like her finger twitches like she's about to look it up, but she's like instead makes a mental note to look it up later.
But you see that I trust you with such information. It is a good sign.
All right, you may call me Rhea.
Rhea?
Rhea. R-I-A? Rhea?
Rhea, okay. I will make notes of this. R-I-A?
R-I-A, yes.
Okay. Well, Rhea, it will stay between us. So, I am curious. How did you all come across an AI core?
Now that's a story. All right.
Before that happens, she leans over and she just does like the Fonzie thing where she just fist bumps a side compartment and a thing of snacks pops out.
I love it.
Awesome.
It's low enough for Keycard to reach too.
So yeah, she'll probably grab a snack that if you're offering.
Mm-hmm.
So there we were on this alien planet. Everything was going to shit. And all of a sudden, Nons tells me he's getting a signal. I'm like, what the fuck kind of signal could you be getting that I'm not? And she gestures around to all of the screens and all of her tech.
Mm-hmm.
And be damned if it wasn't an AI core.
And who is Nons?
Nulls?
Oh, Nulls. I heard a G in there. Never mind.
No, Nulls.
I was like, is this a mysterious extra crewman who died tragically that we don't know about? Okay, Nulls.
No.
That would have been fun.
Okay, Nulls finds
it.
it.
Would have been fun. I don't think she would be so happy and excited about it if that was the case.
Which is why I was like, wait, hold on. Okay.
That would have been pretty weird. That'd have been pretty weird.
Nulls finds a signal.
So we follow the signal, manage to ditch the assholes following us, and probably found something a little bit more valuable than we'd been out there for anyways. You know, Nulls wanted to install it in something. We don't have anything to install it in. We don't need an Urbot rolling around here. Bring too much attention.
That is true. We do have one already. Our doctor tries to make it a drinking buddy, but it does make a great pot of coffee.
And sitting there dumping a bottle of petrol into the...
Coffee? Is that what you're going to use this for? Coffee?
No, it will pass butter. No, and she smiles and she's like, that is an old hollow vid from Earth. I am joking. No.
Like, she's feeling like a little bit like maybe you're not joking, and maybe she doesn't want to do this deal anymore.
Butter.
Yeah.
No, it will be. It is to say that it will be an upgrade for my drone companion, and it will help it be a bit more helpful to me in the work that I do around the ship. Of course, as you see, this was my ship before my friends got a hold of it. I used to work on it. I helped build much of it. I consider it very much mine. It was meant to be sold for a very high price somewhere else, but that is neither here nor there.
Oh, that's an interesting tidbit.
Well, it is not one you should try to keep for very long. After all, you have not made it to Warren yet.
She like taps her nose, like, yeah, all right. Great. So do you need me to leave?
No,
space?
Not at all. You are more than welcome to stay. In fact, since you are here, it makes it much easier than having to track you down.
You wanted to talk to me?
I wanted to spend time with you.
She looks at you a little bit incredulously.
We could either spend some time hacking into things on the ring system together. I feel like I could be of assistance to you. It doesn't have to be any of your current projects. We could start up something fresh that you feel would not tamper with our working relationship. We could always watch some space Netflix and chill. We could play a game if you like.
Oh, a game. That sounds like fun. I haven't played a game in a while.
Yes. Have you heard that they have rebooted uh, World of Spacecraft? They took it back to the chocolate servers.
Ah, yes, yes. I haven't had a chance to play yet. No one on the crew wants to play something like this. You wanna join me?
Of course, it would be fun. I am eager to see how long the wait time is out here.
I guess we got a few days to kill.
Exactly. I'm sure we'll log in right before we reach Warren.
Yeah. She'll play um Worlds of Spacecraft with you.
See, I could have went for the obvious name, guys, but that's copywritten.
I mean, it's literally it's just gonna be the StarCraft MMO.
Mm-hmm. It's like it was like that was low hanging fruit. I tried to up this a little bit. Worlds of StarCraft. No.
Yeah. I don't know. I like Spacecraft better anyway.
Yes. Yeah, it's very good. Star builders.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're actually playing Titan. Yeah, there we go.
The entire time you're just waiting in queue anyways.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
Space engineers. Jeez.
Yeah, we're
Yikes.
we're playing Kerbal Space Program 3.
3. Wow. They didn't very far, did they?
No.
You saw how long it took them to get 2.
I mean, it could be like the Half-Life situation. You know? There's definitely games that have taken a lot longer than Kerbal Space Program.
That's true, but
I mean, RimWorld was in early access for what, 6 years before it got
such a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
At least the game existed.
Mm-hmm.
This time we're talking about just dev time.
Yeah.
You know.
That's true.
But yeah, I think they probably spend a good amount of time just locked in there waiting for the queues. And if that's the case, you'll probably pitch the space Netflix again and be like, well, we can watch some stuff while we're waiting to log in because the queue is currently at 4 million.
Yeah, you could probably convince her.
God, it's the future. We still haven't fixed queuing problems for MMOs.
But see,
No.
that's the
future.
problem. That's the problem with Worlds of Spacecraft. Everyone wanted it back to the chocolate edition, so
Mhm.
they purposely didn't, or they rolled it back to where it was, and they were like, it's gonna be just like the old days, you know, and that inevitably included the wait queues. That some people on the space forums were like, it needs to be like this for it to be great, and then people realized that, you know,
That's not actually
it's
great.
not actually what you want.
No wonder nobody else on the cruise plays these games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, space MMOs are really hard, and just the frame rate and lag for playing, especially like between systems, is awful.
I mean, you can't play between systems. You can only play in system. That
Yeah,
would
you
be
can only
how an
play in
MMO
system.
works.
Exactly.
I mean, unless there's like the transmitted network between like you transmit a network from your ship, and then that transmitted network can get picked up by passing.
It would still be an issue of it's between.
It'd still be in.
It's
in
between the
system,
systems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In system is not a problem. In system, there's probably no lag issues because this is the future.
You still got a queue though.
Yeah, you still got a queue, still got a wait
That's
time.
fair.
It's still 4 million people all trying to get in on this one particular server.
I'm not even going for like realism or whatever because this is hard sci-fi. I'm just saying the future. Why would there be?
Because it's back to chocolate edition. It's what the people wanted.
Damn chocolate. Got it wrong.
Everything old is new again, man.
Yeah.
Get with the times.
Works in cycles. All right. So yeah, I wanna get that relationship moved from business to one where I can like keep her actually on my contact list, even if it's just neutral right now.
Sure.
What would I roll? And please don't tell me another sway, because that would be bad.
If it's not sway, it's probably consort.
I have points in consort.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, it sounds like you're consorting here, like playing video games together. Definitely.
I can't push. I have 2 stress left. We have gambits that reloaded.
Yes, because you guys didn't use any, before when we first.
We didn't. I thought we
No,
did.
we definitely did. We used a bunch because of the ship thing.
Yeah, because
Oh, right. No, then you're out of gambits. Yep.
Okay.
I like that turn.
You
No,
can-
it's fine.
Nope, never mind. You're out.
No,
Bye.
you're right. I forgot.
I thought they reset it every session, but I might
Nope,
be
it's per
thinking
score
every.
that they
There
reset.
you go. That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking. All right, so it'll just be the 1 then. What can I propose a devil's bargain?
Always.
Okay, I think if it succeeds, the consequence of the devil's bargain is somebody walks in.
Well, I mean, the devil's bargain happens no matter what. That's what makes it a
okay.
devil's
Well,
bargain.
then there you go. Somebody the consequence of it is somebody walks in, and like you as the space mistress can decide when exactly that walk-in happens
And who it is that's walking in.
and who it is. Of course, yeah.
Okay.
since it has to be,
It's
consequential.
it's your old boss that somehow stowed away.
Somehow stowed away on the ship. Wow. All right,
Because
so,
I think ultimately the question for that double bargain is who would this really matter to?
well,
Mhm.
we don't know about on her crew either.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't think it matters to anyone on this crew unless I'm misreading anybody here.
I
No.
mean,
but-
Face could just completely kill the mood, walk in and be like, I'm just looking for, oh, hey, what is going on here? Oh, you guys are watching Netflix? Let me sit down right here between you.
I think FaZe has FaZe has a much better intuition of social situations than literally anybody on this ship.
That's fair. I just wanted to include Rhys.
Yeah,
He's been
I
so
don't
quiet
feel
this
like
whole time.
Face is gonna cock block you like that. Like
I don't think he would either. He would be the best wingman, let's be real.
no, like seriously, he would. Like
Alright.
unless you're both going after the same tail. So which I don't think
He's-
you are.
yeah,
He
he's
would
got
just,
other fish to
magically
fry.
make his way out and just like subtly leave a bottle of lube, you know?
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, hey.
Where did this come from?
Okay, so is where does this take place? Like, is this in your room?
No, this is a storage room.
Ooh, it's
Oh, it's
small
in the
storage closet.
Yeah, it's
just
it's just a
pulled
small...
out your portable projector and sat it down.
Yeah. We as
So this is what happens. Triage
Oh,
running out
God.
of space in our closet comes to this specific storage closet to start sorting the remaining jackets that wouldn't fit in her closet.
Ah, jeez, you would be the one. All right, let's see what we get here.
Do you want to do that? All right.
Yeah,
So
okay. I rolled it, and oh man, my dice have 180'd since last week, guys.
oh yeah.
he's just not that into you.
Mm.
Oh no. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
So triage comes to use this space to sort some coats, and all of the sudden, Keycard stands up and is like, "Can I help you with that?" And is right up in your personal space.
Oh no.
Oh no. No, this is bad for both of us.
This is
You're
great for the rep.
welcome.
This is
Oh.
great for FaZe and for
Mm.
Flashball.
I think I have a solution for this. I want to resist the outcome.
Okay.
Wait, but
Wait,
it was a
no,
devil's
don't
bargain.
do that.
No,
Oh.
no, you can't. You can't.
Oh, I
This is the I mean, this is well.
Am I able to resist the negative effect of failing my roll? I don't care about the bargain.
You can. There are some consequences that you can resist, and some parts that is just because you failed. That is what failure is.
I have an idea though that would be like the thing that represents how she's resisting this outcome. If I can pitch it to you and you like it, can we do it?
Let me hear it, and I'll tell you.
As soon as she sees this happening, she probably gets on her rig and sends a message to caution tape to run interception on the doctor to like get them out of here.
I would like to resist that.
That prevents the devil's bargain, which you can't resist.
No. I want it to be them getting out of there so that Keycard isn't paying attention to the doctor. Like them showing up and interrupting the scene is fine, but I want Caution Tape to then.
So this is Caution Tape then coming and interrupting their scene.
Yes, interrupting that. I want Caution Tape to run interception to interrupt that, so that
I don't
that
know
doesn't
if Caution
go anywhere.
Tape would.
I don't think so.
There's
Yeah, I was
drinking
about to say,
buddies.
like, I want to resist that by saying, like,
All right, then I message it to Face.
I mean, like, you can send that message to Caution Tape, but I don't think they do anything about it.
You're right. It would be a good point, but going back to the subject of Face being a good wingman, she would frantically emoji text the need to intercept and distract the doctor for a moment so that they could leave.
Do you need some help? I can carry one of these. Are we sorting by color, by fabric?
Well, I think I got it under control. I don't no, I don't think I need help.
You sure? I don't mind at all. I wasn't really doing anything.
I'm going to say at this very moment, their hand like touches Triage's, like in an effort to like gently take the coats away.
Mm.
And she just turns fucking purple and she's like, no, I'm fine. And she like holds it close and then like looks down and does the like
Oh, you're adorable.
No. She actually responds, she's like, excuse me. No. She just responds like that. That's her response.
Triage, doctor? We were watching a movie. Is this somewhere you might be able to sort elsewhere?
Well, I put a sign on the door if you want to do a flashback. And the sign literally says Triage's storage.
This is where...
No, it says under construction because that's where the science lab's gonna be.
We just don't know that yet.
You're just gonna commandeer my personal space? Okay.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you were a stowaway.
I mean, sort of.
I wasn't a stowaway. You stole the ship while I was on it.
And I mean, that was a while back. I mean, you all shook out to whose space is what, basically. Although, I mean, perhaps you thought this was an abandoned storage room that no one was really using. And you're like, oh, well, I can just put my stuff here. And then it's like, no.
That's pretty much how it's gonna go. I don't know how you want to continue this scene. Like, this person could like continue to push, or this is Keycard, right?
Yes, this is Keycard.
I'm not like put off by them trying to help. I'm just like, the situation, like I wasn't expecting it. I'm kind of flustered. So Triage like eventually will like take the help.
But I think when Glitch mentions that they were like watching a movie, Keycard is going to be like, oh yeah, we were just watching a movie, why don't you come join us?
Well, I appreciate the invitation, but like, if I don't get this taken care of, it's going to drive me mad. And she just like goes back to doing it.
I mean, well, we can't really watch a movie in here if you're doing this. So either, and she gently tugs on your sleeve. It's like, either come join us or do this another time, please.
And I like sigh and I say, fine. And then I send a message to Caution Tape asking for space popcorn.
And Caution Tape will respond with a question mark asking what movie you guys are going to watch.
RoboCop 7.
Yeah, I asked, like, hey, what are we watching?
Oh, it's very boring. You wouldn't be interested in it at all.
Of course, and you have like the anime head squiggle, and you're
There is very much the annoyance line.
Uh-huh. And Keycard will like sit down on this giant pillow and like kind of scoot over to one side and like pats the other side of the pillow while looking up at Triage.
But if I sit over there, I can lay down, and then like I go towards like the chase lounge or equivalent, and like, oh no, I burp and unbutton my pants. Like the I'm feeling bloated unbutton my pants.
Do you just
let's get it on unbutton my pants?
You do the Al Bundy where you just stick your hand down the front of your pants and sit down.
Face just like walks by the door humming like, can you like in the air tonight? Yeah.
You've been getting so many angry text messages.
Anywho, I guess we watch this movie, and I mean, unless I get better convinced, I'm going to sit on my own couch.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was muted because of things. There's no couch.
Yeah.
It's a storage closet.
It's a storage closet.
Shit, you're right.
It's been made into a personal hideaway, but it's not that custom.
There's some books. There's a couple of pillows. There's I don't know what other kinds of things that.
Most of the stuff was built.
Is
on
there
top
an
of the
available
pallets.
pillow?
Probably.
No.
Sure, probably.
Okay, so I sit on my.
It's a smaller pillow.
Okay, that's fine. I sit on that, but I sit on it like cross-legged and like bolt upright.
Caution Tape will come in with some popcorn and like places the bowl on your lap and then like sets up where they can see the screen while not being in anybody's way.
I give Caution Tape a very courteous and friendly up nod.
Kasumi's probably going to stay for all of 10 minutes and then get up.
Of course.
Well, I see that it is not really necessary for me to be here. We'll go find something on the ship to repair.
Oh, that shade. I guarantee you that Triage doesn't even recognize that shade at all.
She's gone. She's leaving. She's going to move down, probably down into like whatever engineering space she has, and probably take one of her oversized space tools and just smash something.
Flashbulb, you're getting a series of texts from Caution Tape about the drama going on in this storage closet.
Oh, I thought Face was getting it.
No, I was sending angry texts to Face, but she's saying that
Caution Tape is giving you the
excellent
update.
I totally missed angry text to me. What happened?
I've been sending.
I didn't know I was aware of any of this. That was
no. She
was.
Sending...
Look at the text in Roll20. Also, Rhys.
Oh, okay.
I have to pick up Christine.
No, not tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
Glitch was sending Face messages to come stop this and be a wingman for her, right. And it wasn't getting answers, so she's left.
I didn't realize what that was. Like I was reading it, but I was like, I don't know what's going on.
I joked that she was conveying these messages because she's so angry in emojis.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Caution Tape is sending me updates.
Yeah, you're getting the play-by-play.
Oh my god.
I guess I will come find you like destroying things then, and I'm like, I got your text. What is going on?
Everything was going fine until the doctor showed up, and she just brings down this oversized wrench on another empty box.
I mean, she does that.
Yes, she does. She does quite a lot. And she, like, kicks the shrapnel around, and she's just breaking stuff.
I mean, I feel like we can still
break stuff by Limp Bizkit, please.
Why didn't you, like, talk in your room or something?
It was a private space. People usually do not bother me there. She decided she was going to hang her lab coats while we were watching Space Netflix and trying to chill. And she hits a pipe.
Yeah, she also does that. Why don't you head to your quarters and I will send her over.
Perhaps. Fine. Thank you.
And I will walk off to find this closet that they're watching a movie in.
And before he gets distracted and watches the movie too.
I think there's also a cutaway for Flashbulb getting these messages and just being in her pilot seat and laughing her ass off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Nice.
So while watching whatever movie this is, I'm probably super annoying, and I'm like talking to caution tape the whole time. I'm like, this is how it would function if it wasn't a fiction movie.
Totally unrealistic.
This doesn't make any sense. Like,
He couldn't stop time and run that far. It's all fake. It's space Bollywood magic.
this is why you don't make robots into cops.
Oof.
Yeah,
Caution tape is just
Yeah, if that comes out, caution tape is a little bit less friendly and sends Flashbulb like a series of just frowny faces.
Well, I recognize. So I do say that, but I recognize immediately, and I'm like, no, I didn't mean AIs. I meant just like procedural robots. Yeah. So that's how I respond.
And then Keycard is gonna go off on like this rant about how they never show true Urbots in cinema, and it is a conspiracy and an outrage and something about representation.
So wait, does Keycard just like save my ass from being racist?
Maybe. Like, I'm pretty sure that you've definitely still offended caution tape, but I think this is
redeemable.
Griefs and sadness. I think this is her effort to try to keep you on the pedestal that she has built for you.
Oh, okay.
If that makes sense at all. I'm not entirely certain that it does, and I'm not entirely certain that it needs to.
I understand this.
I feel like this is gonna be the reason why Triage actually gets her lab. Like, I kept telling her, like,
I can't take Triage invading all my space.
we're totally gonna get your lab. We're totally gonna get your lab. It's fine. And now it's just like, she's getting annoying. We need her to be in her space and not anywhere else.
Mm-hmm. Far from here. It's on the very back of the ship, away from everyone else.
So Face, are you gonna come run interference here?
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna come in and I'm gonna let Keycard know that Flashbulb is in her quarters and she's having trouble.
Not me, Glitch.
Glitch.
Yeah, sorry, Glitch. Is in her quarters and she was having some trouble compiling a code. She was hoping you'd be able to help her.
Yeah, you wanna roll a sway here to convince that that Glitch needs her help.
You got it.
Can you produce enough technobabble to pique her interests?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
yes, I can.
Yeah, so I think what happens is she hears that, and like the technobabble like checks a little box in her brain, and she gets like this little look, as she easily distracted.
Mm-hmm.
like this movie was fine or whatever, but it's not really what she was looking for. So I think she's going to go ahead and be like, oh, Triage, I'm so sorry. I gotta go take care of this thing, but we can catch up later, right? And she like pats you on the shoulder.
And I like shrug back, like away from the touch, and after
She'd already like let go and is like walking away. Like
I don't shrug back, but I'm like, hold on, wait a second, and I like grab the projector that obviously belongs to Glitch, and I'm like, you take this back. I'm going. It's not mine.
Right. Okay, thanks. And she accidentally on purpose touches your hand as she takes it back from you.
And I'm like, I try really hard, but I like grimace. I'm like, the, and then like, if they are being slow about it, I pull my hand away like real quick.
All right. So she will head out. I don't think she was being slow about it. I think she's on a new case. A different hunger has been awoken. So she's expecting some delicious code to help with.
Mhm.
When she gets in there, Glitch just has a calculator upside down that says boobs, you know?
Oh wow.
But I do want to. Did Face run that by Glitch?
Yeah, I actually
received
just
a text.
text Glitch back in the
Yeah. I've been
I
watching.
have a complex coding problem ready. They're on the way.
Yeah, I am going to frantically break some subroutines in some redundant programming. Yeah, the ship flickers for several moments, putting everyone's lives in danger for this.
Moving you all for sex.
Yep.
This
Okay.
is a noble purpose.
And I'm sure like Flashbulb is like super wise to this whole thing. Like, why are they like?
Oh, that side was in and out of character from Saint.
Do you want
I'm
to?
all for it. Out of character, I'm all for it. In character, why are you fucking the ship?
Because I know how to put it back together.
Well, you could definitely fuck some shit up. Do you want to go ahead and roll?
Absolutely.
For me, yes. Let's do this.
Raid or hack?
I feel like this.
I'm hacking. I'm
it's hack.
hacking some
It's hack.
some routines.
Rig is like mechanical, and hack is like software.
I was just curious with the ship because the ship's mostly mechanical.
There's probably that's why it's subroutines. It's all the software.
It's all the computer things.
Yeah.
God,
probably like the filtration system for your. Oh, that's exactly what it is. She turns off the cigar filtration.
Oh no!
And she purposely bypasses where the cockpit filtration goes to, and she sends it to Triage's room and the storage closet.
As long as you don't delete my high score in space testers,
I will not.
Good, because
all right.
Swear.
Oh man!
Would you say that this is
Glitch and Triage are gonna have like that aggressive stare with electrical sparking? But
I have no idea what you're talking about. Nothing bad happened to anything, and that faulty code we fixed. It's fine.
While Flashbulb is like the big X, like mad, like you messed up the ship. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
You know what's funny? I'm actually not going to recognize anything, but what's going to happen is I'm going to be like, why does it smell like cigars everywhere that my clothes are? And I'm going to be like, Flashbulb!
Yep.
I swear.
All right. Is this just normal rolls then? Nothing extra?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
I do a very good job making it look fucked up.
Yeah, and it doesn't even look like you did it on purpose.
Mm-hmm. Oh dang it! I should have said this beforehand. I want to do a flashback.
Yeah.
I want to do a flashback where she sneaks in some cryptographs into the code that needs to be fixed, so that Keycard can find it and be like, "Wait, what's this?"
What are they of? Like,
It would probably be. It would be something like a romantic gesture more, and it probably would be like triage is a butt, but hey, I like you. And it would be something nice, and probably like it would have an ancient Terran haiku mixed in there too, that is comparing something mousy to something beautiful because it's Keycard. She would just play up the charm. It's probably something she picked up from Face's playbooks.
so this definitely sounds like what you're doing here is sway. Like, you may
So
be
bad at
you may be
sway.
using your technical skills here, but what you're
But it is very
essentially-
much trying to convince it. Yes.
Yes, exactly.
These dice don't like me though.
You got equipment. Do you have any equipment that can help you?
Yeah. Do you have any
Perhaps a devil's bargain or some.
I'm not
stress?
taking another devil's bargain, and I don't have any room for stress. I'm so
Well-
full on the stress. I have a detonator.
that's not helpful.
Yes, let's blow up part of the ship. That'll be really
This-
nice.
Maps and
helpful.
charts. Communicator. Illicit drugs. We could get high. I don't know.
Go
No.
go up to your items.
Yeah, my items don't help much. Vision enhancing spare parts. Genius pet. I haven't used my genius pet yet. This could be a good time to introduce it and have a cute animal to win her over.
Okay.
I thought
Yeah.
your bug bot was your genius pet.
Well, I get both.
Oh, shit.
She has drones and a genius pet. I have the Urbot. My-
Yes. Caution tape is flashbulb's
Mhm.
friend.
Yeah,
Um,
my friend.
So I think the genius pet is because of her fascination with aliens, and one of the options is a xeno creature. And I think this is like a basically like Ambipom from Pokemon, but instead of having like a hand on its tail, it's just like a purple monkey with like 4 arms and then its feet. It probably has like 2 tails, but it's a very smart little monkey that knows how to like fetch tools for her and stuff when she's not using Blip. But it would be hanging out looking cute as well, and it would probably know to be like sit in the cute girl's lap and look adorable, whenever Glitch brings people back to her place.
What's its name?
Its name is Banana Candy.
Banana Candy?
Yes, because that is the first thing that came to mind from Tomb
Sure.
of Annihilation, because Banana Candy was the best racer. I'm going to change this name to Banana Candy.
Fantastic.
Also, Small Drone needs its name changed because that was Blip.
Put what they are in parens so that we can know.
Yes. Genius.
Cool.
4 armed. Probably way too much space there. Oh, there we go. It made more.
Fantastic. Oh, pardon my yawn. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So, yeah, Banana Candy is there, and she arrives at your door, and presses the like beep boop button,
It's open.
and then she comes inside and is like, "Okay, so I heard you had some trouble code. I love trouble code." And just
Yes, it has been.
cracks her
It
knuckles.
has been very difficult to get through. I was just so flustered with what was happening in the storage closet that when I noticed it, I wasn't able to quite figure out what was going on. But I knew that you were more than capable of figuring it out.
Well, show it to me. Let's get started.
There it is, and she'll like. She does like the thing where like she doesn't have to like turn a monitor because it's all projected AI digital space stuff, and she just
Mhm.
does like the finger swipe where she sends it from whatever projected HUD she has over to key cards so that she can see it.
Yeah,
It is very much the future screen sharing. She's just like, whoop, there
totally.
you go.
Yeah, and she starts like scrolling through it, like you can see as she's like looking through everything. Why don't you roll me that sway
Yeah.
to see how she feels about your little additions? Because she's gonna have no problem like fixing what you broke. That's not even a question.
Yeah, sweet monkey giving bonus tie.
Yeah.
Sweet. Because I need all the die I can get. Alright, here we go. 3.
Oof.
Mm-mm.
It's not my night with this person.
Yeah, so like you go through and she fixes what was broken, and she finds your little messages, and like you can see her excited face like kind of turn sour as she reads these, and is like,
Is this something that can resist? I know it's like a very moot point because it's one die being rolled, but
like she's not going to like be impressed no matter what.
Yeah.
But you can resist her being like upset that you're trying to badmouth triage.
Sure.
Like that you took this tactic.
Okay. That's an insight. No, it would be resolve.
No, it'd be resolve.
Because yeah, that's a sway, not the hack. Okay. Yay. Oh, fucking, now you want to roll a 6?
Easy peasy. You take no stress, and manage to distract her with your adorable banana candy, and any bad thoughts she might have had about your tactic have dissolved in the face of adorable genius pet with 4-armed monkeys. I think I think you also like lose this opportunity. Like she's not going to be receptive to further advances.
Yeah, no, it's
yeah.
Is this at all or just today? Because either way, it's fine.
Definitely not today. You're not 100% sure if at all, but you'd have to try some other time in the future to.
Yeah, she'll pick up on that and just leave it alone once she gets it working again.
Okay. Then I think that's a good place to end that scene. All right, Face. Did you wanna spend any time with the rest of the crew or the other crew?
It seemed like everybody was doing their own thing, but I wanted to get.
I mean, you guys got a week. You can talk to anybody you like.
Yeah, you can talk to us if you want.
I already kind of set something up with Maximilian, but we already spent a ton of time. So
I'm having a ton of fun, and I feel like more importantly than completing I mean, it's up to you guys. Obviously,
look. You want to have a conversation with Maximilians? You can have a conversation with
everybody else. Got to indulge themselves. You can too.
Please feel free.
Have a full story episode, and it's bound to happen. You know.
Okay, so I guess after all this craziness going on with Glitch and Keycard, I'll like kind of seek out Maximilian, and I'll just be like laughing with like my face in my hands.
Yeah. He's like, well, what's so funny?
So I feel like my crew is completely inept in anything as far as social standing goes.
And he'll giggle. Well, maybe giggle is not the right word, but he'll chuckle. That's the word. There you go. More masculine. He'll chuckle a little bit and be like, "We leave a pretty high bar, don't we?"
I mean, we do, but I feel like there's a low bar that people should be hitting. It's okay. I'm just I'm currently just amused and bemused at something that happened this evening. I was trying to help somebody out. I don't know how it worked after I finally pushed them in the right direction. But it's been an interesting night. How are you getting along on the ship?
Well, it's not the worst transport I've ever had. But
I feel like I could make it better. Would you like to come have a drink?
he takes a moment to like look you up and down again. And he's like, you know what? I would.
And Face will lead the way to his quarters. I'm sure he has some kind of really expensive scotch or something like that. I don't like space scotch. God only knows what they have out there, you know. But
that sounds like one of your luxury items.
Good call. Good call.
Look at that. Look at all those luxury items you got.
I know. I have a ton of them.
It's space scotch, and then you also add illicit drugs because it's spiked with something.
Don't.
I also have these illicit drugs.
Would you like this? Would you like some,
Scotch? Drugs? Scotch?
Would
drugs?
you like some more of the fun one that I saved?
Why not both?
I mean, we didn't sell all of it.
Yeah, you have to keep a small supply for yourself.
I could see Face pinching the fun one.
So yeah, he'll join you in your room.
Okay. So I'll pour 2 glasses and hand him one.
Yeah, he'll take it. And he's gonna look around your room like a little bit judgmentally. Can you please describe what does Face's room look like? I want to know.
So it's probably a lot of very ostentatious pieces of art.
Would gaudy describe it?
Probably, yes. Although not as gaudy as you would think. He's very gaudy with his fashion, but he takes a liking to anything that could be considered pleasure of any kind. So he's like super into like very high-end art. So he's probably got like really like high-end, incredibly expensive sculptures. And
You have a Banksy painting that's literally
probably, yeah,
not in the middle of a canvas.
in fact, I'm gonna go with my large luxury item, and that's gonna be art collection.
Yeah, okay.
So they're conversation starters. They're like coffee table books.
Icebreakers.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so he will
Reminds him of home. You know what I mean? Like this is kind of his private place. So he wants like a little bit of, you know, what his house and planet kind of used to look like, you know?
okay. Yeah, so he's gonna like take a moment to like do a circuit around your room like he's in an art gallery or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like admiring the artwork and judging you and it at the same time. And he's going to be very silent while he makes this circuit, so you're welcome to interrupt him, but he's not going to say anything until after he's gone all the way around the room and looked at everything, unless you say something to him first.
Gotcha. Besides the art stuff, I'm sure there's like a TV in there, a very large bed that takes up a good bit of the actual quarters. Probably like a coffee table with some books on it, like a terminal for the ship, like a closet with all of his clothes, obviously.
Mm-hmm. I figure the closet door is closed though, unless you
yes.
were.
Yeah, I'm sure everything is like incredibly well organized because that's like his baby, you know. So
and that definitely feels like Face, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So while he's walking around, I say, "See anything you like?"
Yeah, he'll turn around and he'll give you the once up and down again, and he says, "Yeah."
So as he turns around, can like I already have my shirt unbuttoned?
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay. So I'll start like moving towards him. And I say, yes, this is my my little collection. It reminds me of home.
Like, and he looks at all of the artwork again, like takes in the room one more time and is like, you're pretty far from home, aren't you?
I am.
You missed the perfect pickup line. Never mind. It's fine.
I feel like talking about home makes him a little bit more serious than normal, though.
Mm.
Oh, I meant Kelsa missed the perfect pickup.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Like,
I
you're
mean,
the finest piece of art in the room.
I mean, he was thinking it.
But yeah, Face will go on to say like, yes, I am quite far from home, but at least I have my new family.
I definitely understand that, the value of family. Like the way that he says it implies that like his family is his crew, much the way that your family is your crew.
Right.
Like you guys are definitely on the same page there.
Mm-hmm. And I say like I definitely understand where you're coming from. You guys seem very close as well. And as I go over to him, I'll kind of like clink his glass and take a sip.
Hold on, I'm trying to think of how to be suave and say this right. Okay, so you clink the glass and you take a sip, and he will like put an arm over your shoulder, like around you for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same hand that has his glass in it. And he says, were you looking to move up the timetable on that date?
I mean, I figure we have nothing but time until we get there, and I kind of like slow kiss him on the neck.
Yeah, I think he will like reach behind you to set his glass down,
Mm-hmm.
and then return the favor.
Okay.
I don't know how hot we want to get with this before we fade to black. But...
No, I think that was.
I
think
could
that
stand
was
to hear
it.
a little more.
I was gonna say I think this is a good enough time to fade to black unless you had any
But which bottom boy is the bottom tonight?
I feel like Face is a
both.
split.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, I'm like, they got time. Why not both?
Why not both?
So you have some private time with Maximilians, and
sounds good. So Face will be happy to complete the rest of this mission.
Yeah, so then thinking of completing the rest of this mission, you, I believe, are the one that has a contact on Warren.
Yes.
Where you can get a private, or at least a more private, what do you call a landing pad? Landing pad? That's it. Yeah.
It's not so much the landing pad, it's the paperwork when we get there is only going to show 4 members instead of 9. Basically.
4 instead of
triage, glitch, Face, and flashbolt.
Right.
Instead of the other 5 that are on
There's
the ship.
only other 4. Unless you're counting caution tape.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Is caution tape illegal? Out of curiosity.
No.
Technically?
Sort of.
No one.
Fine. We slap a sticker on caution tape.
Well,
they
not sentient.
They appear to be legal. However, in the strictest of technicalities, they were supposed to have been memory wiped by the guild like X amount of time ago.
Yeah.
And if they found out about that, then there'd be legal questions, and because they don't want to have self-aware bots for some reason. So basically the answer is on the surface, no, but technically yes.
I'm human until they find out I'm a clone.
Exactly. Right? So yeah, like you told me her name earlier and I did not yet write it down.
Shaitan Lawrence. Or Lorenz, sorry.
Shaitan Lawrence. Here we go. Oh, it was the first thing I wrote down.
We had a lot of stuff happen this
we
session,
sure did. It was amazing and I loved every minute of it. Okay, so you sent a call to Shaitan Lawrence, and what do you say? What do you is this something that you've a service that you have hit her up for before, or is this something that you,
especially considering we're like a smuggling kind of crew?
Yeah,
I figure she's somebody that like I've worked with in the past and has benefited both of us.
Okay. So yeah, what do you say in your message?
Hey Shaitan, I have some incoming cargo that I need some paperwork drawn up for. Same kind of things we've done in the past. I will talk to you more when we get there, but I'll take you out to dinner, you know, the normal kind of fee and compensations apply, and let me know if you need anything else. All right, I'll see you soon.
Okay.
Do you leave that while you're like in bed with Maximilian? Like,
Yeah,
just to show your suave communicating skills?
Probably, yeah.
He plays that game where he tries to touch you in ways to make you make strange noises while you're on the call.
I actually do that, so I
so you leave this message. Please let's make a roll here to see how that comes out, because I feel like we're fast forwarding through the rest of the trip and we're coming in on the landing. You've been assigned to Shaitan's district dock.
Mm-hmm.
And
so should we consort or sway for that one?
It's really up to you. And
this sounded fairly business to me. So
yeah,
because I'm not sure if I'm trying to like sway her to be like, hey, hook me up, or if I'm trying to consort with her to be like, hey,
it felt like a consort, really, of like we have an arrangement, let's do that thing that we do.
Okay.
Is what it felt like to me.
All right. Excellent.
Oh yeah, nice. So you get back like the pre-stamped blank form that you fill out, and she will say has been vetted, as you do, and a time and location to meet for said dinner, and and you owe like a non-cred amount of money and such. But I think this is I think that's probably enough to get you in. The last step is just to like make sure they don't get like seen like with somebody's eyes.
I mean, I figure we could probably put them into some cargo containers and just kind of like push them through.
Probably.
Yeah, that'd probably work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I can use my what is it? My air respectability to acquire an asset. So like I'll have a truck for the our cargo ready for when we get to the dock, and we'll just load everything up on the truck and we can use the truck.
Didn't you use that during downtime for laying low, so you guys didn't have any heat coming into the system?
I did, correct.
You can do a flashback, but it would cost you.
Come back, so you get an extra downtime activity.
Yeah, we're not in downtime though. We're in the middle.
That comes between scores. So this is so if you don't use it between scores, you can do it in a flashback during a score, like right now.
I see. Okay, it's just
but
before we've done scores, so I've always had it, but now that we didn't, okay.
Yeah.
You can spend a cred to flashback and have an extra downtime action to have already had done this.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like there's a cred on the ship.
I kind of want to keep that for the ship's maintenance. I don't want to go down on a ship cred.
Now you can take out a loan if you like.
Flashbulb, could you maybe help us out with some transport? Flashbulb.
I mean, if you want me to,
quick.
If you want me to steal some, like,
yeah, you can.
I've got some. Yeah, I'll do that because I've done that before.
We can ditch it pretty quick. We just need something to load the crates up on so that we can get them.
Actually, since we're landing on a spaceport, I don't know how the Gemini operates this, but I do have a guild license. I am technically a guild registered pilot. It's part of my pilot thing. I could just like go to like one of the cargo people and be like, hey, I need like a cargo pallet and like and a mover to get some cargo off the ship.
Yeah, you could definitely pull on that. You'd need to make a roll there because you're lying out your ass about this being a guild related job, but
yeah, 100%. But I do have the license.
No, you do. Yeah.
I will try to help. I will try to help her too.
Please do, because I am terrible at this. But I will.
She's like, I am not lying. Look, I has a license. And I'm like,
well, she would just put the license. Like she would just like bring up the license and be like, hey, I got a guild. Like we got guild of like start like. Literally Starsmiths because we're coming from injury. Like we got the like all that stuff. It's like
I would also have that too, so I could probably help. And I'm technically still on the payroll.
Yeah, you arranged that. So one of you will need to take a stress in order to help.
Yeah, one of you.
Okay.
Who is taking that stress?
How many stress do you have?
I will take it. I never have any stress.
Okay. Yeah, I have 2 left before I pass out.
Damn.
Sure. All right. Make a roll.
What
unless you want to. No, you can't. You can't push yourself.
No, I can't push myself. I can do a devil's bargain, I guess. I'm assuming the devil's bargain with this would probably be heat because I'm like, hey, it's a guild job, and they would check.
Yeah, I definitely feel like that makes sense here.
Okay, then I'll do that. I'm down for that.
Sure.
Yeah, so I'll have 2 extra dice. It's a sway roll, I guess. Okay. What's the position? What's the effect?
I'm gonna say this is
probably risky.
Yeah, I'm thinking it has to be risky, but it's gonna be standard effect because
that's fine.
You got the paperwork backing it up, so they're probably not going to check until after you leave.
Right.
Probably.
Okay, cool. Probably, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah. So risky standard. I'm not going to trade position for effects because as much as I want that desperate XP, this is the end of the mission, and I don't want to have more consequences than I already have. 6.
Nice. Yeah.
Thank you, Face. And the devil's bargain.
Devil's Devil's Bargain plus. Cool. All right. Also, what is the name that is on your false ship's paperwork, by the way?
Ooh, that's a good question. It is
Well,
not.
definitely
It's
name
not Flashball because that's an alias. It's not my actual name because I don't technically have that. I will come up with one. Give me a second.
Hubert Jass.
Nah.
I also want to know what is the name that the packet loss is docked under.
Not
Oh.
Flash, not packet loss.
Canary, I think.
Oh, right.
Canary.
Canary. Okay.
The name that Flashbulb has, her fake name, is going to be Miranda Duna.
Miranda.
Which is using some.
Outro.
Now there are two of them.
Oh, no.
No. Did we lose him
So many
completely?
crashes.
There we go. It's
Hey,
all
he kept you in the
fixed.
same spot though.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Miranda Duna is the name.
Do not disturb.
Do what?
Okay.
Whatever. I'm so confused right now.
Oh, it's their fake identity.
No, I mean I'm confused by the Zoom situation I'm having.
You should kill
Cool.
it.
So yeah, they easily will rent some transport to Miranda Duna on some guild
Excellent.
business.
Cool.
It's not even that hard. You managed. I mean, you can like pull it right up onto the ship. They can just walk into the back of a windowless van and then drive it back off again. You don't even need to like shove them in cargo containers or anything.
Awesome. Cool. That's brilliant.
Good.
Yeah. So I just like get Flashbulb gets the like Flashbulb and Face are in the front of the van. And she just drives off. It's just like, that's what this thing gets us through the jump gate every time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Works out.
Yeah. And she drives over and like we open up the van, just like, all right, everybody, let's go.
Yeah, they'll all climb in and then you take them to. They'll give you like a abandoned warehouse location to
Right.
to drop them off at. In the abandoned warehouse district of town.
The abandoned
So
warehouse
do they
district.
take-
Every
do they
town has
take
one.
AI core with them, or do they leave it on the ship kind of thing?
They'll leave it on the ship. They
Okay.
At this point they trust you that you're not just gonna go and turn them in with the back of this car. I think.
Okay.
I think you've managed between Face and Flashbulb and Face and Flashbulb, maybe Couch and Shape too, won over their trust. No.
Okay.
Oof.
I think that Glitch has
Glitch.
gotten some trust with Keycard, but nothing like she wanted more than Keycard was looking to give. So there's a little bit of tension, but nothing lasting. No grudges. The fake abandoned warehouse districts are dangerous. Oh yeah, that's the one. I mean, I think that's probably technically where you're going. So yeah, the you drive them up to a warehouse door. One of their contacts rolls up the door, back up to it. They'll walk out, and you never need to see them again.
I mean,
That's probably not how it's going to go down.
Say like, hey, call us if you need us. We're always looking for work.
Right.
And I tell Maximilian like, don't lose my number.
Yeah, you get a wink and a nod. That's a very good question that we didn't go over in that scene, but I think comes up. Did you give Maximilian something other to call you than Face?
How serious do you make this relationship?
He just gave another alias.
My first name.
Zane.
Ooh,
I would tell him my first name is Zane.
Zane, nice.
I don't tell anybody my last name for obvious reasons, but I would
Fair.
tell him my first name is Zane.
All right.
You should have just given another, what's it called? Another alias just to be.
I should have given him one of like the 14 names that Triage gave me on the first mission.
Yeah, right.
It's like, hey, Joe, Jim, John. That was so good. We're like in front of all these cops and we keep calling each other different names.
Scott.
So
You won't be able-
congratulations.
You won't be able to face the music.
I see what you did there.
Mission complete.
Yay, we did it, guys.
Let's get some money
Yeah, let's get some money.
and also some heat.
And also some heat. Yeah.
I'm feeling.
Ta-ta-ta-ta.
I definitely didn't get us all the heat in this mission. Nope, definitely not my fault.
Probably not you.
It's fine. I mean, like, we use that downtime action to decrease the heat on purpose anyway.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're not going to take a ton. You take 2 stress from that pun. Nice.
Come on. That's all I've got is bad pun.
And they're stressful for you and everybody around you.
I already know that my vice roll is gonna be terrible, and then next session when we score, just gonna.
So somehow, looking at my notes here, I did not actually write down what you all agreed to.
Part of it was the AI core.
A big part of it was the AI core.
Yeah. So I think just like
I don't know if we negotiated anything other than the AI core.
little shit.
Because we had to pay them.
But
And
Yeah.
also
we paid it for the discount because they were like, we can give you a discount, but you have to do this instead. So it was the difference of 3 cred.
I feel like they
Right.
the ship fees and stuff though. At least
mean,
enough
some-
to take care of the ship.
Somebody may give us like a tip, but
that's not how that works.
No, yeah, I think you're right. I think that overall what you were paid was getting the AI core for not more money than you had.
Yeah.
Which means that you will need to pay out of pocket for fixing the ship or for
That's
you can fix the ship for free because that's what Glitch's power is.
Oh, good. Okay.
But you still have to do maintenance on the ship,
Mm.
which would normally cost 2 cred, which the ship only has 1 cred currently.
We don't need to do that though. I have the
But
thingy that lets
you-
me work on it.
You can skip that, yes.
Baling wire and mech tape. I can do it for less.
So that baling wire and mech tape lets you.
I get an extra downtime activity to repair, and the repair activity costs you 0 cred.
Right. So this is not repair. I'm talking about maintenance. Ship
Oh,
maintenance.
maintenance.
Like,
Mm.
this is like refilling your, putting your fuel up to maximum and having them
Making sure we have enough oxygen and stuff.
making sure
I
you
feel
have
like
enough
at the
oxygen,
very least, this
pumping
was
out your
in our
refuse tanks.
reputation kind of thing.
Adding to our, what's it called? Like adding to our life support systems, like restocking the oxygen and stuff like that.
We have to get
Yeah,
the med
that's-
bay while we're here too.
That's all of what part of the ship
Science bay.
part of what that is. Now you can skip one of these, and for everyone you skip, there's a potential problem, but it doesn't come up immediately. You have a couple of skips before it's a big deal.
I don't do poop, so we're getting rid of that shit.
You just burn all of that excess energy within your body to continue being great.
Let's see, upkeep. I'm looking up the rules here to see what happens if you don't do upkeep.
Yeah, there's a thing about it. Upkeep.
Ship parts wear out. There's fuel and repair cost, minor patch jobs to handle, scrapes and dents from flying through space. Each upkeep right after payoff, decide if you pay for the ship's upkeep.
Sometimes you don't have the funds. Or you just don't want to spend the funds to keep your ship.
If you skip, then you roll per skipped. So if this is your first skip, you roll 1 die, and you actually want to roll low on this because this is the ship's upkeep, like the ship wearing out, and the higher you roll, the more wear out it is. So you can scrape together 2 coins. You can take a debt of 1 coin in order to get the other coin, or actually, I think you have to take a minimum debt of like 4 coins or something.
For cred debt, I think it's 2 for
Okay.
debt. I don't know.
Debt. Here we go. Getting juiced. Then acquire asset. You can take out fewer than max cred. Okay, no, so there's no minimum. If you the least amount you could possibly borrow would be 2, but you can actually borrow less than that if you just want to borrow 1. But you have to pay it back 2 for 1. So
okay, I would say skip.
I mean, does anybody else have cred?
I only have stash.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I have the 1, but we earmarked that for the core.
Then if you guys had money earmarked for the core, that money has been spent at this point.
Okay, then it's gone.
Yeah, so
yeah, I'm broke.
Was the money from the ship also earmarked for the core?
No.
That
we had that one for the ship. Basically, Glitch and Face spent pretty much everything we had, and then took the job to pay the rest.
Okay.
Which, by the way, lady, you owe me some cred. I dropped 3 cred.
I mean, I did help you just get some booty, though. You wouldn't have got it on this job.
Good booty, but I don't know if it's 3 cred booty.
I guess you should. I guess Kelsa has to roll to see how much it was worth.
I mean, that's true.
More importantly, he's part of a criminal organization.
Yes, I agree there.
Yeah, you've made yourself a friend. Well, at least a fuck buddy.
Yeah.
So if somebody's got cred, if somebody's got another cred to pay for the upkeep, do that. Otherwise, we're gonna roll the dice.
Let's just
I think
roll
the
it.
Doc is the only person that might have any, but she'd be.
I don't have any.
Let's just roll it.
All right, so it looks like we're skipping.
All right,
Let's just roll it. We need to make some money in system, anyways.
All right, who's rolling it?
I mean, I'll do it. I'll roll a fortune die. Roll fortune.
Wheel of Fortune.
1d6.
Veil of calamity. Turn.
Oof. Oh no, that's bad.
Oh, that is
very bad.
That's real
Just
bad.
broke our ship in half.
Just roll it, Rin says. It'll be fine, he says.
A system is badly damaged.
Oh,
You can
no.
repair it with a downtime activity next time you're in port. Well, luckily you're already in port.
Yeah, I can do that.
You only get 1 free downtime action to fix stuff with your bailing wire. You're going to actually need to pay for one of these repairs.
Well, we have 1 cred for that, so
that may or may not be enough. So
Well, I'm gonna use the free downtime on the one that's really fucked up.
okay, so I think they're both like kind of equally fucked up. I think the one that's
I can talk somebody down to 1 credit for the other one.
I think the one that's damaged here when you don't do the maintenance, and you might not even know it now, but maybe you go through a huge systems check because you're already fixing the other thing, is your mining drill. Like you didn't oil it properly, and so now it's not spinning to.
It's like it doesn't start because we've left the motor not running for so long. You need to do that occasional boot up.
Exactly.
Not our spin to win.
So you're going to need to repair the mining drill, and you're going to need to repair the like
our maneuvering thrusters.
Yeah.
Not the maneuvering thrusters. No.
We need those Believe me.
That's why I said not those.
Get the oars out. It's fine.
Yeah, we'll just put the mast up. Fine. Let the sails flow with the space.
I mean, there are solar sails, though I'm positive they work completely differently than that.
Do we have anything else that we gotta do?
I
heat.
need to assign heat.
Hey, heat and entanglements.
And I'll roll an entanglement for y'all. But first is okay. So I think this went pretty contained. There was standard exposure, you guys. You definitely had some like direct contact with the that one group at the jump gate. So and they're definitely gonna remember that, like, you made an impression not of being criminals but of being like helpless, but that's still an impression, so that
Right.
it leaves a mark, because and the heat comes here in Rin, so this is the people who got the call on the other side who never actually talked to you, who are like, oh, I remember that ship, they got sent through with a free pass, I remember that. Now that I think about it, it's a little bit suspicious, but only a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
So that's 2 heat there. This is not a high profile or well-connected target. There was no public use of artifacts. No killing was involved. There was no property damage. And you didn't use your illegal weapons, which is why they're not working right now.
Talk about drill's totally illegal.
And you did not if it's a weapon, and you did not damage any hyperspace lanes or any gates, which is very good. But you do get a heat from the Devil's Bargain earlier, so it's going to be 3 heat, but -1 because you have just passing through. So that's going to bring you up to 3 heat total, it looks like, and you get a plus faction status with the Pornico Syndicate.
Cool.
Nice.
Roll. D6. All right. So.
I should have used just passing through for the sway roll, but that's fine.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, but that's a good point.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Fun. Oh, good. Oh, that's
A neutral faction asks you to do a job that's either dangerous, pays little, or gathers more heat than usual.
Let's take the heat.
Or lose status with them. Well, you don't know which it's going to be. That's my choice.
Right now, I'm fine with 1 and 3. Fuck 2. We gotta get paid.
Mm-hmm.
You're broke as shit right now.
That was the most packet loss thing you could have said.
yeah.
Hey, Autumn, can you get off of my notes? That'd be great. Good kitty. No, she's not going to move. I think I'm going to hold off on this. I think maybe the last thing that we see is you get like a message that's blinking that is like, and we don't see who it's from, like on camera, and someone presses a button to hit play, and you hear just a voice that's like, "Crew of the Packet Loss, I have an offer you can't refuse."
Oh, good.
Like literally, sucker.
Boy, do I have a job for you.
Oh boy.
And I will tell you what that job actually is next time, and you can decide if you want to take it or not.
Right. And hopefully downtime. Hopefully.
Well, we'll definitely have time for downtime, but not right now. So let's do some XP and then outros, because we're at the end of our time together. I had a lot of fun doing interactions on the ship,
I did too. I think that more of it is not mandatory, but more of it is welcome for me, for sure.
All right. Well, let's do some XP for the ship first. So, did you execute a successful transport or smuggling operation?
Yes.
You sure did. Good job, everybody. Did you contend with challenges above your current station?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you did. I think you definitely did. Yeah.
For sure, when we were like, "Hey, our clearance is this. We're working for the guild."
We're
Yeah,
working for the
you
guild,
definitely. If that that could have gone very, 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 very
That
sideways.
is true.
Yep.
But it didn't, so you're okay. The bigger risks you take, the better you roll, it turns out. Did you bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one?
Yes.
Your current reputation is daring and saucy. Yeah.
I think so.
I feel like we definitely got points in daring and saucy for this.
I was gonna say it's a very saucy.
Going up to the authorities. Hey, we're also part of the authorities. Let us have your stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Did you express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of this crew?
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like we went into a lot of our backgrounds.
Yeah.
And I mean, your backgrounds is your personal thing, but this is the inner conflict between the crew of.
I mean, apparently.
Yes, definitely between me and Glitch.
Yeah.
Not that you're aware of.
Sure.
Myself.
Prank war.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, not that triage is aware of, but that doesn't mean that it's not there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's a total of 6 XP?
I think so, yeah. Which is our full bar. We have another.
Oh, hey, nice. Good job.
We got
So that works out. So now we can get the damn hyperspace lanes that we were talking about too.
Oh yeah, and we can get something else. Yeah. Well, that or we could get like, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff we can get. We'll see. We'll figure it out. I'll put
We
down
should-
in advance.
Since we have time anyway, let's think about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could probably get the shuttle
Let's
for
think about
situations like this.
Let's talk about that after we do all of our XP stuff, I think.
I think so too. Flashbulb, let's do your XP then.
Okay, sounds good.
Did you address a tough challenge with speed or flair?
Flair, yes. Just again, the whole I have a guild license. I can just commandeer this stuff.
Oh yeah, that was good. I loved it. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
Yeah, very much
And
so.
right.
Yeah.
I definitely felt some of your drives. I definitely felt your heritage, and I definitely felt your background.
Mm-hmm.
And I think even a few of your beliefs came up, so that's definitely points right there.
Yeah.
And did you struggle with issues from your vice or traumas?
Don't have any traumas, and my vice did not come up because no one has mentioned a cult.
I mean, you kind of brought it up to Pip, but not exactly.
Not exactly. It's the whole progenitor thing, which is like related, but like not directly.
Didn't really struggle with it.
It wasn't really a struggle though.
It wasn't a struggle. If the tune roll had gone wrong, it might have been, but I didn't struggle with it. So yeah, that's 3 XP then.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'll put all of that in resolve. That's me.
Awesome. Next is Glitch. Let's talk about you.
Hello.
Address a tough challenge with technical skills or ingenuity?
Yes, even if it was a challenge that I made for myself.
I will say yes.
Mm-hmm. It was only that one hack roll that I managed to pull off today, but yeah.
Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
That one's a little iffy, so it's gonna be kind of up to you because I think her belief and drive of trying to establish a friendship / relationship with Keycard was expressed quite handily. and even to just like the little side conversation with Face, where it got her to the. And I'm going to tie that in with the struggles with the issues of the vice, where it's like she expressed it more than once, and leading into struggling with the vice of pleasure, where she's started breaking shit when she saw that things went south for her because somebody
Yeah.
inadvertently cock-blocked.
Totally. I feel that.
Yeah, so I think it would just be one for each. She didn't really accomplish any astronomically amazing stuff like last session.
That's still pretty good, so you can put that where you like.
I'm gonna close out my playbook advancement.
Nice. Alrighty, and then let's go with triage. Did you express a tough challenge, or address, not express, address a tough challenge with insight or compassion?
With insight, I feel I did, because I used prior knowledge of, like, prior medically learned knowledge regarding the mystic arts to kind of entertain the conversation with Vip. So both mechanically, I used insight, and mechanically being that doctor is an insight skill, and like insight using my own knowledge to present myself as knowledgeable. Even though I'm not exactly like, I have a 1 in a tune. I use.
You didn't. I mean, I feel like you can get an XP there, but whether it's for addressing a tough challenge with insight, or if it's for expressing your background as a doctor, it's. I think you can only get the XP for this one time, and it falls under either or both of those categories.
That's fine. I wasn't petitioning for both. That was just like the way that I was lobbying it. But cool. Yeah. I will take 1 experience for that.
Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background? We just discussed how it was your background.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I definitely did express my background by going into Albin's information.
Mm-hmm. And then I feel like you struggled with your vice here, like pushing Pip in this conversation in the first place. Like that felt like you were struggling with your vice when Pip's like,
So I know we were discussing changing my vice to something to do with my lab coat. So like in either
do that instead.
Yeah, in either circumstance, I feel like I did so.
Yeah.
I'd like this to be like a story beat, but maybe not my voice. I feel like the lab coat would be more fun to play with, just because it's a meme at this point.
Well, I mean, I feel like your quest for discovering how the mystic arts work could be considered like a drive.
Yeah, I'd rather make that like a long project and drive than have it be my voice. And I'll make like the vanity and the obsessiveness of my lab coats be my advice.
Sure.
So I get 2 or 3 total experience. I kind of got confused when we
3
pulled up on the. Okay, cool. So I will advance my playbook.
Nice.
Which by doing so, I am going to do. I think Welcome
Vanity is a good advice. I agree.
I think Welcome Anywhere is what I was going to do.
Sure.
Nice. I will change my vice from weird to vanity.
All right, Face, let's talk about you. Did you address a tough challenge with deception or influence?
I did. I was using it to deal with the cock block, and I was also using it to get us through to the dock.
Yeah, there was definitely influence going on there. And deception when you were trying to trick a key card into going to Glitch's room. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
Yes, I did. Beliefs, because we were talking about top block and trying to help people and that the crew is family. And then also another background about the art and that kind of thing, and
Yeah.
got a little bit more in depth into my character.
Alrighty, yeah, totally. I agree there. And did you struggle with any issues from your vice or traumas during this session?
So yes, because Zane would not normally drop his name like that. And the only reason I let it go was because of his vice, because I felt he would be kind of like in a weakened state. So I kind of was like, okay, well, I'll give him my name because of his vice. So it was like, okay, I'll drop his name.
No, yeah, because
So I feel like he wouldn't normally do that. So he kind of struggled with his vice today.
Yeah, you definitely were putting yourself out there for that vice. I'll agree. So that sounds like 5?
Yes.
Awesome.
Which will enhance my playbook as well.
Very nice. What special ability are you taking?
I'm going to go with Favors Ode. So during downtime, I get a +1 die to acquire assets and +1 die to gather information.
Nice.
Oh, and also lay low. Sorry.
Yeah, very nice. Okay. That's fantastic. And did anyone add any dots with these?
No, but the ability I'm taking for my playbook is Analyst.
Analyst.
When you hack a system, you may also ask a question about the owner or location of the system as though you had rolled a 6 on Gather Info. When you resist the consequences of hacking, roll +1 die.
Nice. Cool. Okay.
I will be getting something in Resolve next session, but not this session.
Not this session. Okay. Well, I think that is a wrap here for Packet Loss. I had a very good time exploring the Bornico Syndicate with you all. Again, my name is Kelsa. I play role-playing games on the internet. You can find me on Twitter at Kelsa, Twitch and YouTube. It's KelsaDelphi. I want to shout out the new game that we're going to be launching on Monday on my channel. It is called, the system we're using is called, oh gosh, I'm losing everything, Consumed. And the game is about being on a reality television show. The reality television show is called Obfuscate, Rejuvenate, and it's about finding and restoring ancient texts. And if you would like to come and watch as part of the audience, there is a chat game that you can play along, and you too can be a nebula based jellyfish or anything you like. If you follow me on Twitter, you can see my pinned tweet has the link to join my Discord and download the chat rules. We will be playing every other Monday at 5:30 Pacific time, and you can find our VOD. We'll go up the next day. If you can't watch us live, you can still participate by watching the VOD and leaving messages there. So I'm really excited and hyped about this because this is an RPG that was specifically designed to be streamed. So we'd love to have you there in the audience, and it's a weird mess, and I'm really looking forward to it. So,
I am also looking forward to it. I will be an excited, nebulous blob squid.
Yay.
Horror.
Yeah, I love the concept. The concept seems like a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, that's me. That's what we have coming up. I have another show actually that I'm going to be playing in starting on Sunday. It's a Game of Thrones House War where I play an entire house in Westeros pre the first Game of Thrones novel.
Are you using the main rules for the
we're
tabletop?
using the Song of Ice and Fire.
Nice. It's a good rule set.
The book is terribly written. Like
Yep, it's awfully written.
It is, but like the rules
are
the rules
neat,
handle really well.
but the book is terribly
It's not
terribly
organized well.
laid out. It's so bad. But I'm really excited. My house is in the lower reach, and I have we make saffron. We live in the hills and make a bunch of beautiful flowers that are expensive spices, and have no military power because I rolled really, really, really shitty. So even though we have a lot of political power and a lot of money and a lot of land, I have the smallest military by more than like half of the next amount of military.
So do each of you play an individual house?
Yes.
Oh,
So
that's awesome.
there are 4 PC houses, and then also 4 NPC houses.
Oh,
That's so cool.
And each of us got to make up our house based on the stats of our house. So my house has, since I have the most political power, I have the most PCs, and I have 7 PCs that live in my house.
Your disposable income.
It's pretty crazy. And then each one of us, one of our characters in each of our houses is officially played by one of the other people that's actually one of their characters, even though we write it for, like, I'll write the character, but for example, in my house, there is a 10-year-old boy who is engaged to my 11-year-old sister, who is living there as a ward, and they are theoretically engaged. Well, as far as my house is concerned, they are engaged, and when the children reach a marriageable age, will be married and form a alliance between the Ianthe and Startani houses. However, the Sartanis are under the impression that he is there to decide whether or not he has found love, because they're one of those weirdos who marry for love. It's very strange.
What a bizarre.
I don't
Weird
understand
concept.
it. I got my lover to marry my dad so we could be closer together.
Wow.
Dude, that's how you really got to do it.
I think your house's answer for their military issue is called mercenaries. Lots and lots and lots of mercenaries.
I mean, it definitely worked out for the Telltale Game of Thrones. Just hire mercenaries. Nothing bad happened to them.
I played enough Crusader Kings 2 to know that if you play as a Merchant Republic, the answer is always mercenaries.
So there's definitely going to be mercenaries. Right now we have the most highly trained what is it, elite cavalry, which makes sense since we're on a big plane. And then 1 unit of peasant levies. And then I've got a bunch of money, so buying mercenaries is actually no big deal.
I know
one option, which is just having sex with all the princes and having their babies so that the families are all connected.
I know how you feel, though. The one time I got to play it, I made a person who was like the second born of a house, and it was called House Blackwood, and basically he was trying to marry the first daughter of whatever house we were working for, while also trying to build whorehouses that would rival Littlefinger's little like chain. And basically I spent the entire time trying not to fight people because his fighting skills were garbage, and then just recruiting every single person that we found. It was like, yeah, it's like, oh, we need some suits tailored for this thing. Hey, the seamstress is cute. Don't you want a better life than sewing all day? It's like, yeah, I kind of do. Great, she's hired. It's like, let's take them.
You're in.
Yeah, I was just undercutting every business to bring them into my own.
Wow. I'm pretty excited. It's gonna be very fun. My main character has no fighting skill whatsoever. She's very weak, but if she's in a situation where she needs to be fighting, I have done something very wrong. She's got people to fight for her. So that's gonna be fun. And still date TBD is Saintguard's game of Republic City by Night. Very excited about that. Saint, why don't you tell us more about who you are in this game that you're writing?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Saintguard. I'm a variety streamer and sometimes I'm a tabletop role-playing games. Also, horrible XCOM commander. You can find me over at twitch.tv/Saintguard. I stream 5 days a week. You can also find me over at Twitter and Instagram at Saintguardlast, usually with an LY at the end. I am also designing a game called Republic City by Night. It is a Blades hack of the Legend of Korra. Currently I'm pretty much finished with all of the playbooks, so I just got to work on the crews, the factions, entanglements, heat, all of that, wanted levels, all that good stuff, as well as finding, yeah, it's so much stuff. The interesting thing for factions though is all I have to really do is write up basically like, I just have to like write up small descriptions for all of them, which I'm almost done with, and then I don't actually have to write up starting situations for everybody because we're doing the game now and I'm GMing it. But yeah, so I got that going. If you want to see the game, I have a Discord server and I've posted that over there. But we are TBD. On mostly because we're getting people, and also I haven't finished the crew playbooks. And if you haven't finished the crew playbooks, I can't really do the game. So,
just finish one of them and we'll play that one.
I know, yeah. All I've got to really do is figure out upgrades and turf, and I think that's it.
I mean, we don't need upgrades to start. I mean,
it's true. Well, you do need starting upgrades.
Well, starting upgrades.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
We can.
You don't need the actual upgrades though. I just have to be like, all right, you start with this. You start with some turf and a layer thing. There we go. Smugglers would be the easiest one because I'm just like, you have a vehicle and you have like resolve or insight training or something like that. Like, it depends on what y'all want to play because I got 5 crew playbooks. So, yeah. But that'll also depend on when I get some people. Again, I have a few people, but like, I need to like, I'm focusing on the game before the people right now. So.
What?
Oh, what? All right. I don't know who's next.
I'll go.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Outro. I am also sort of a variety streamer that took a while off, but I've started back up. I have been playing Astral Chain, which I've went through 2 different sessions of. The game is super freaking cool. It has really fun combat mechanics that I find is really unique, though it still has that like nice, flashy Platinum Games feel. And then there's a whole other section that's like police investigation part, where you like kind of go in, you interrogate people, you answer questions, you kind of like investigate the circumstances. And then you do brutal combat with robot demons. Aside from that, I'm here and also playing Oxygen Not Included Until My Eyes Bleed. But yeah, that's about it, and that's about me. So yeah, see me on my channel, twitch.tv outro1. And yeah, I'll probably start a colony to stream when I'm not playing Astral Chain. I may play Final Fantasy VIII afterwards. That's it. I'm done.
Go ahead, Rhys. I'll close it out.
I'm nice and easy. You can basically just find me here every Thursday. Follow me on Twitter at Rhys Dragon. I may do some Twitch stuff, but it's doubtful because I am a full-time father and a full-time worker. So it usually does not work out too well with those 2 things. But yeah, I think that's about it for now. I will let you guys know if I have anything coming up. So it's all you, Rhys.
All right. So hello, I'm Rhys. You are, of course, on my channel currently, Party Wipe Games. Thank you for stopping by. Hey, it's September. While you're here, why don't you consider taking advantage of those half-price subscriptions? Woo! No, but seriously, we appreciate you all being here watching the show. Packet Loss is awesome, and I am really glad that we have so many active people in the chats while we play this game. It is a blast. It is great to have you. You can normally catch this channel running 6 days out of the week. We are currently on Thursday, which is, of course, Packet Loss. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing the last game of our Pokemon tabletop, and then Shay has some one-shots planned while she figures out what we want to do, and if we're going to force Saint into doing Republic City by night on Fridays for us, or another day on this channel, or Gunpoint. Or if we do something else. Saturday's currently undecided. Our Mad Mage game collapsed. So I got to figure out something to put that in. It might be something crazy like Call of Cthulhu. It might be Shadowrun. It might be Blades in the Dark. Who knows? I have 2 days to figure it out. Sundays, I will be starting up Band of Blades officially since we put it off the last time that we needed to start. But we will start this week. You can catch that. I have a couple of these wonderful people playing in that game.
Yes.
Just Outro and Nerfuffle, and Shay, and another person who I haven't seen in a while. Hopefully he's still going to be there. Mondays, we play Forest for the Trees, which is a rebooted game of my homebrew setting, which is currently set in a 1920s high fantasy realm. So far, it's been good. Half the group are terrorists, half the group are not. They caused an explosion during a riot and then proceeded to punch each other in the face. It was surprising and not at all in the direction I was expecting. Tuesdays, we play Vampire the Masquerade. I play an awesome Lasombra, and she is awesome. You should check it out. Watch Shadow Tentacles. They're the best. Wednesdays, we are over on Forgebreaker's channel, who has a charity event coming up in November. You all should stay tuned for that. Watch it. I'm going to be DMing 2 days, 2 events on 2 different days for that, and it's an important charity that you all should be a part of. And Wednesday brings us to Thursday, which is where we're here on Packet Loss. That's it. That's everything. Thank you all.
Yay.
That's everything, guys.
We did
We made it. You guys have a great night. We're only like 20 minutes over normal time. It's fine. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
everybody.